He awoke to blinding lights and confusion, struggling to understand how he arrived there. Surrounded by strange memories and a sterile room, he tried piecing together what went wrong. Finding a bloodied blade, he stared in shock, realizing something terrible may have already occurred. He discovered stitches across his stomach, realizing they had stolen his kidney while unconscious. Collapsing in pain, he overheard surgeons casually discussing harvesting more organs without remorse. Grasping his phone, he panicked, confused as a strange game app appeared instead of help. He hovered between life and death, clutching the phone as visions of ancestors appeared briefly. Desperate for survival, he chose to activate the mysterious game, knowing nothing of its consequences. Surrounded by strange energy, he awakened within a ritual chamber bound by overwhelming red power. He chose to live, triggering ancient symbols and falling through light into a digital world. He confirmed his survival, stunned to find his organs gone, sensing someone or something approaching quickly. Disoriented in fog, he spotted a bus and watched a mysterious woman step off silently. He recoiled in horror, realizing the woman was no beauty but a strange painted figure. Mocking fear, he joked through the tension, feeling he had nothing left to lose anymore. Embracing his emptiness, he laughed boldly, confusing the girl with carefree bravado and exaggerated theatrics. The eerie woman begged him to board, red light pulsing as he hesitantly agreed to enter. He mocked the demand with a smile, but her cartoonish stare showed unsettling seriousness. Ignoring warnings, he was launched by force, the strange bus maiden watching in stunned silence. Her mask cracked with fury, unleashing a scream that warped the air in violent red waves. Unafraid, he counterattacked boldly, striking her down while mocking death with his missing organs. With power restored, he extended a hand, commanding her to repeat the respectful greeting properly. The masked fighter faltered, realizing his mistake. The dark figure stood tall, unyielding and waiting. Tension engulfed the bus stop. The boy obeyed, stepping inside as the stranger's smirk widened. Wearing new clothes, he entered confidently. Around him, wary passengers sensed fate shifting in strange silence. Suspicion filled the air. He approached the blindfolded woman, seeking answers she hesitated to share. As the eerie voice echoed, the bus grew quiet. A divine announcement shook everyone's senses. With twisted glee, the game was declared. Elsewhere, a blood-stained man prepared in grim silence. He delivered the case as instructed. She praised him calmly, hiding deeper motives behind her smile. He was thanked, then shot without hesitation. Her lesson was clear: no mistakes would be tolerated. Collapsed and heart exposed, he faded. She watched the scene unfold, empowered by something unseen within. The first challenge was announced: an unstable bridge, too weak to carry all their weight. Terror gripped the passengers. One must be sacrificed or everyone would fall into the abyss. A decision loomed: vote or push. Dread settled in as eyes shifted, calculating who to discard. With time ticking, the ultimatum was clear: leave the bus and die, or stay and risk all. Panic spread quickly. Desperate pleas echoed as passengers clung to reasons that justified their survival. Each passenger shouted personal tragedies, hoping to stay. One calmly reflected on their absurd reason instead. A vote was proposed. The pregnant woman, considered weakest, became the first target of judgment. Her plea was met with accusations. Her pregnancy twisted into guilt, not mercy, by cold logic. Voices roared in unison, condemning her. Isolated and trembling, she begged for life one last time. Pressure mounted as the bridge neared. Despite her pleas, the group pushed her toward the door. She was thrown out. Screams followed. One man questioned if this tragic outcome was her intention. A hand reached too late. Chaos erupted as others dismissed his voice, her fate sealed by many. He challenged their logic. The rule never specified who had to get off, just someone. As panic peaked, he questioned their morals. Would sacrifice still feel noble if misdirected at others? The group agreed: eliminate an outsider. Relief spread, but unease lingered in the silence that followed. Faced with her own rules, the guide trembled. The group united, forcing her to exit. A confrontation occurs on the bus, where one person refuses to leave despite the threats. Anger rises, and they engage in a fierce exchange. One is forcefully thrown off the bus. The group celebrates passing the stage, contemplating how to deal with a difficult passenger. The protagonist discovers an evil spirit ticket, unsure of its power but intrigued by its potential. As chaos erupts on the bus, everyone questions the strange occurrences, wondering about the upcoming game. The group disembarks into a desolate, eerie place, unsure of what they're about to face next. A terrifying, distorted figure appears, causing panic, as someone desperately questions why this is happening. The figure becomes more twisted, consumed by anger and revenge, vowing to kill the one responsible. The group discovers a disturbing ragdoll, mistaking it for a ghost, but fear still lingers. The group is left in a tense situation, unsure of how to escape this eerie place. They arrive at a creepy, blood-stained building, unsure what awaits them inside as dread intensifies. A mysterious director emerges, guiding the group, while others express fear about the unsettling surroundings. The group is assigned tasks in the eerie building, with warnings to follow the rules closely. The director orders them to proceed with their duties, the atmosphere thick with tension. The group hurriedly follows instructions, feeling the pressure of the strange and dangerous situation around them. He read the task card, doubted the payment, and approached the eerie door cautiously. He walked through dark halls, drawn by the kitchen, sensing danger hidden behind tempting scents. Inside the kitchen, volunteers argued, and he noticed unfamiliar ingredients waiting silently on the counter. While cooking steak, Lu overheard disturbing news someone may have been eaten during a task. Lu cooked calmly, offered advice about wishes, but warned against resurrecting the dead in this world. A serious warning followed: resurrection might not restore the soul, only summon something unknown and dangerous. While fear spread among others, he calmly served food, aware only the desperate enter this world. Surrounded by death's grip, he resumed his task, delivering food to the ominous door in silence. With no response, he entered. The frail old man awaited, silently eyeing the steaming meal. The old man devoured the food with beast-like hunger as Lu stood watching, mildly amused. Just as Lu felt relieved, the man transformed, attacking fiercely with a monstrous, horrifying face. Despite being wounded, Lu joked while the monster clawed his chest, finding only an empty shell. The old man pierced Lu again, confused by the lack of organs inside his wounded body. The creature raged, but Lu mocked calmly, amused at the irony of an empty shell's struggle. Surrounded by red energy, Lu fought back, sarcastic and fierce, unfazed by the picky demonic attacker. Lu crushed the monster's skull with force, frustrated it dared to reject the offered meal. Even with violent blows the creature muttered nonsense, Lu remained amused and completely unbothered. As silence returned, a new girl appeared at the door, quietly asking for his help. She stood frozen as blood spread across the hallway, witnessing one prisoner torn apart violently. The boy activated a strange seal. A surge of power emerged. The stranger responded ominously. The masked man launched a brutal attack. Blood spilled. Fear consumed the boy as death neared. Mocking his endurance, the man struck again. Furious, he summoned more power to crush resistance instantly. He discovered the spirit ticket's cooldown. Frustrated, he nervously tried to pacify the old man. The captive panicked. His behavior shifted quickly. Mocked and pressured, he surrendered and quietly obeyed commands. Dragging the unconscious girl away, he reflected on madness. He vowed to keep the ticket secret. A terrified woman begs for help, confesses her truth, but is threatened for knowing too much. Desperate, she pleads for help. He accepts, but warns her that his life comes first. She explains her task involving a strange old lady, her escape described among other haunted survivors. Participants panic as Brother Lu is injured but survives, shaken by the dangerous challenge's severity. They notice blood-covered woman, realize many have died, and wonder if she ate someone. The group fears they'll be eaten if tasks aren't completed. The woman might not be human. He flatters to avoid suspicion, but the woman urges them to finish tasks before time runs out. She whispers threatening intentions, leaving him anxious, while others remark on his luck in surviving. The group demands answers and cooperation, overwhelming him with threats and pressure. He hates moral blackmail. They leave the unhelpful group, but a man offers information about the world of desire. He promises crucial answers about the world of desire, requesting clues as payment in return. He fought others in the rain, gained a mysterious card, and began pursuing his goals through a dangerous new game. He wished for wealth, joined a strange competition, and after returning to reality, discovered his desire had come true. He received the money he wished for, but the cost was great. His father ended up hospitalized as the price. His wish caused someone to become vegetative. Now, he seeks organs, but realizes fulfilling desires always comes with consequences. He pleads for help but is told there are no solutions. The merchant apologizes, offering no assistance with his problem. The merchant wishes everyone luck, leaves, and decides to consult an old man for clues, hoping for helpful answers instead. The woman wishes for a lost person's return, but her wish leads only to visiting a grave and regret. He believes completing the challenge helps everyone, but another questions him, confronting fears and the pain of loss directly. They discuss a mysterious message left by a mute father, puzzled over the meaning, and try to analyze its clue. She assures he can complete the test alone, but doubts linger if success will save her child or lead to regret. Awaiting news, the merchant wonders about Yun Li's fate. When danger appears, he nervously pretends to be dead. A woman scolds the merchant for hiding. She questions his choices as he humorously reflects on his risky situation. He tries to outsmart her while pretending innocence, but she's unimpressed by their useless talk and sends them away. He jokes about leaving, but she insists he can't hide forever. He worries her persistence may cause future problems. Another group recalls instructions from a girl in white, then hurries through loud footsteps, fearing they'll attract unwanted attention. He realizes his footsteps are too quiet. The loud ones belong to someone in high heels following him closely. A menacing figure catches up to him, their sinister presence revealed, stating with satisfaction that he has finally been found. He sees a ghost, tries to stay calm, and decides it's necessary to escape by thinking logically. He sings to calm himself, but hears a ghostly voice insisting he waits, causing him to panic and run. The ghost confronts him again. He braces himself, remembers his training, and casts a defensive shield in fear. He tries casting a spell, but his hand is numb from her cold touch. He nervously denies speaking. He rushes downstairs, desperate to escape the ghost, finally stopping to realize her cold grip has vanished. Noticing broken stairs, he realizes the ghost led him safely. She frequently helps lost people in the building. Relieved, he remembers he lacks a heart. He notices no blood, realizing the floor numbering doesn't match as expected. He examines room 401 and reads a warning. He deduces hide-and-seek's clues must be understood in reverse. He searches for someone hiding behind curtains, but finds there are no curtains, continuing to search the strange hallway. He notices movement, then a frightened girl runs toward him, begging for help and calling him brother. He comforts the girl and questions her. She fears the old man, though the door warned not to play with him. He recalls time passing strangely, then sees the girl again as she nervously asks if he's hidden himself well. The girl finds the old man. Each time she finds him, he asks to play again, creating a loop. They realize each game adds another person behind the curtain. Now, many figures hide there, causing confusion and fear. He's shocked by the growing row of old men. The girl insists on staying together as he starts investigating. The girl pushes him to face the danger. He prepares, thinking only spirit attacks work once the sword is drawn. He boldly opens the curtain, revealing the old men with glowing red eyes, ready to confront what's inside. The red-eyed figures all say, "You found me," and surround him, insisting he play their dangerous game next. The red-eyed monsters shout, "I got you," as they lunge forward, preparing to attack and capture their target. Strange creatures attack young people. The protagonist stands tall, motivated, and loudly declares his desire to fight 10 enemies. A monster locates the protagonist. He counters fiercely, launching a powerful attack downward, creating a burst of energy. Multiple monsters surround him, shouting, "Found you!" The protagonist bravely strikes back, fighting against the overwhelming group. Monsters grab the protagonist's hand. Surrounded, he expresses his hatred for the situation, preparing himself for retaliation. The protagonist is seized, but he grows angry, unleashing a surge of red power, causing panic among the attacking monsters. Standing amid defeated enemies, the protagonist mocks them, calling the monsters a bunch of little punks, showing his dominance. The protagonist, out of breath, defeats enemies within 3 minutes, just before his temporary power or ability runs out. He faces a massive group of monsters, who quickly surround him again and declare they found him once more. Surrounded and accused of cheating, he's unfazed. Monsters notice something strange, and he looks up at the bright moon. A female character shouts instructions. Monsters threaten, but the protagonist confronts them calmly, while the moonlight shines down. Empowered by the moon, the protagonist attacks fiercely, kicking away multiple monsters with swift, powerful moves. He escapes the crowd, surveys the area quietly, and sees the monsters suffering from the effects of the moonlight. The monsters melt away. An old man appears, inviting the protagonist to play hide-and-seek. The protagonist anticipated this. The protagonist gently interacts with the old man, then continues exploring the corridor, reaching another mysterious curtain-draped room. He finds a frightened girl. She cries for help, and he realizes she is someone he's been searching for. The protagonist panics as the girl is dragged away and killed. He later resumes combating monsters intensely, undeterred. He finds only a blood-stained cloth. Realizing she's gone, he recites prayers and accepts he must continue alone. Returning home, he greets the old man, reflecting on his exhausting day, and lightly scolds him with familiar routine. The old man requests raw meat, explaining it's actually for his son, not himself. The protagonist understands the gesture. He learns the old man saves meat for his absent son, not knowing when he will return home. Night falls over the eerie elder care home, marking an end to the protagonist's first chilling, challenging night there. The group notices fewer survivors than before, realizing the situation is changing and uncertainty about who might disappear next grows. A relieved player thanks another for advice that saved her life. Learning clues can be freely shared from personal experience. A new arrival appears, impressed by the number of survivors left, suggesting challenges remain and the game is far from over. The supervisor assigns a new task to the group, hinting only some will survive, then calls Wang Ming. The supervisor and a participant exchange flirty words and jokes, setting up another meeting for the evening's events. After the encounter, the participant laments his treatment, then questions if money still has value in this world. A man explains the wishing coin, warning it isn't ordinary money. He suspects something secretive about the other's actions. The man is questioned about a hidden mission. Another offers to exchange clues for information about the mysterious world. He suspects the man is hiding something. The group learns players are gathered from different regions for the Desire game. She realizes most people are from Linhai City. Another mentions her late husband, causing an awkward, apologetic moment. He reassures a woman about her family, gains unexpected trust and money as others beg for help and information. He shares last night's clues, prepares to clean room 204, and is warned about encountering someone with a manic personality. He enters the room to complete his task, but encounters a terrifying, monstrous presence instead of the expected woman. The protagonist tries communicating, but the monstrous woman is confused, aggressive, and mistakes him for someone from her past. He quickly pretends to be her daughter, Xiaofang, realizing she forgets everything and clings to any familiar identity. He pretends to be Xiaofang, comforting the woman, who recalls memories and compares him to her actual daughter. He leads the woman away, playing along. She confides in him, discussing her past experiences in the hospital. The woman suddenly becomes hostile, accusing him of being deceived by the very people she once trusted. The elderly complain about poor care and suspicious injections. After injections, all recipients die, giving the protagonist a crucial clue. The protagonist gains trust of an elderly resident, who reveals secrets before the protagonist is confronted by the director at night. The director discusses moving mysterious goods, warns not to open boxes, and grows suspicious because no one died that night. A truck arrives with mysterious boxes. A masked worker delivers them, hinting at something hidden and possibly dangerous inside. The protagonist questions the driver about the boxes, but the secretive driver refuses to explain his work or the boxes. The protagonist confronts the evasive driver, demanding answers about the boxes, hoping cigarettes will loosen the driver's guarded tongue. The driver, enraged by deception, tries to attack. The protagonist uses money to distract him and quickly escapes. Calling it a misunderstanding, the protagonist bribes the driver with money and cigarettes, urging conversation instead of conflict. The driver reveals the boxes contain sedatives for rebellious elderly. The protagonist realizes the director secretly disposes of troublemakers. The driver warns about a mysterious danger at night, hinting at a terrifying event he regrets mentioning to the protagonist. Bribed with money, the driver decides to reveal everything, promising to share the confidential story with enthusiasm. The driver recounts a girl's mysterious disappearance from the orphanage, which caused fear and terror on every floor. The protagonist learns the ghost is the girl's mother, but the driver claims ignorance and quickly leaves to continue deliveries. The driver returns the protagonist's money with a token of thanks, while the protagonist prepares for a dangerous investigation. The protagonist lights a candle for safety and runs upstairs, haunted by mysterious voices urging, "Wait for me." The protagonist bravely mocks ghosts, holding a candle for safety, and rushes forward as echoing noises stalk his every step. He feels confident with the candle's protection, nearly solving the mystery, and finds a final clue just as promised. Upon looking into the barrel, the protagonist is shocked, and shouts, finally discovering the girl at the center of it all. Mu Yi explores a dark corridor, discovers bodies and faces pain as reality grows unstable. His resolve is tested. Pain makes his desires sharper. Mu Yi finds room 501, senses something is hidden inside. There's no info about the residents. He suspects the director hides a dark secret within. Caught by a suspicious woman, Mu Yi explains he's just delivering requested items. She tells him to leave them in the hall, and he complies. Mu Yi delivers the package, receives payment, but senses danger as the woman reveals her monstrous form, escalating the tension in the hallway. The director's monstrous identity emerges, launching a terrifying attack. Mu Yi confronts the beast, realizing just how dire and supernatural his situation has become. Mu Yi narrowly survives a deadly attack. He's shocked by the woman's overwhelming power, realizing she possesses enormous strength, equivalent to 20 years of cultivation. A fighter realizes relying on evil spirit power alone won't defeat the enemy and sacrifices himself, urging the opponent to die for him to succeed. Two challengers attempt to confront a strong enemy directly, but one acknowledges that direct confrontation is foolish and retreats to rethink the strategy. The protagonist discovers the key to stopping the crisis is closing the curtains to halt a ghost transformation. But the curtains have mysteriously vanished. The antagonist taunts the exhausted protagonist, offering to end his painful life, revealing the villain's dark, threatening presence and emotional psychological warfare. In desperation, an ally orders to attack a threatening figure, but the protagonist agonizes as the evil spirit's time limit ticks dangerously close. The protagonist faces a deadly corridor trap, knowing if caught between enemies it will mean defeat, but he desperately races to reach a safe door. The protagonist forces open room 501, defying threats, and boldly says goodbye to the enemy who screamed in rage and fear. Alone, exhausted, the protagonist reflects on his limits and past, coming to a painful realization while trapped in a dark, eerie space. Memories arise, recalling when the director was once a caregiver, revealing a deeper backstory and emotional complexity behind the current chaos. A young man sits beside his dying mother in the hospital, overwhelmed with sorrow and guilt, unable to hold back his tears and regret. Desperately asking his brother for more money, he promises to repay soon, but the brother angrily rejects and violently pushes him away without mercy. He admits borrowing from many people, including loan sharks, but still cannot repay debts. He feels like a bottomless pit, hopelessly drowning in financial trouble. The young man pleads for his mother's forgiveness as she lies dying, hoping for a miracle, but the heart monitor reveals a silent end. A man reveals that the headmistress is both the ghost haunting the hallway and the murderer of her own mother, confirming a tragic, twisted truth. Wang Ming struggles to comprehend a surreal world where bizarre events are normal, as a tense group prepares for an unknown challenge in the nursing home lobby. The group celebrates nearing challenge completion, hoping to leave and have their desires granted, though they are reminded to stay cautious of lingering risks involved. A determined individual encourages his hospitalized father, questioning if the seemingly final task will truly be over, while ominous footsteps approach, hinting at unresolved threats. After surviving the blood moon, the transformed deliver a new task. They must inject elderly patients with sedatives to keep them quiet before children arrive. The leader warns that failing tasks or harming children results in dire consequences, while others sense something is wrong as tension suddenly rises unexpectedly. In a past challenge with 50 starters, only 3 survived, shocking everyone and raising fears about the difficulty and lethality of their current situation. Too many survivors threaten balance, risking apocalypse. Tomorrow's challenge may be their last chance, as one finds a suspicious box with a clue to upcoming problems. A character dreads repeating a difficult task, while others tease about being favored by the dean, hinting at unwilling involvement in dangerous challenges ahead. The truth about deadly injections is revealed. Sedatives won't kill but trap children. The team must decide whether to trust a risky clue to survive. Facing a serious threat, the group prepares for tonight's challenge with hope to survive, as ominous numbers and fate weigh heavily on their minds. A man questions another's mental state. The disturbed man frantically orders removal of imaginary germs, escalating the tension and confusion in the room. An enraged monster appears, shouting that both men deserve death, unleashing a terrifying and violent threat upon them within the confined space. A man angrily attacks a monstrous creature, attempting to kill it with a swift strike. The creature reacts with pain and surprise. The attacker confuses his targets, doubting his initial judgment about uniting with one. He hesitates as the creature reacts fiercely with an extended tongue. A comedic misunderstanding unfolds when the attacker yells but accidentally steps on his companion's tongue. They laugh, revealing the tension was mistaken. The two men discuss if one is truly sick, arguing about having a heart. One insists he's normal, the other disagrees skeptically. One man reveals a large stitched-up suture line on his torso, surprising the other, who initially mistakes it for a zipper but then understands. They calm down, acknowledging friendship after the suture reveal. Suddenly, the calm shifts as a furious man vows to kill someone who deserves death. A man attacks a grotesque creature, then hesitates, confused about uniting with it. A tense, comedic misunderstanding unfolds between companions involving a tongue injury. Two men argue about sickness and hearts. One reveals a stitched-up torso scar. They bond but face a furious man vowing to kill someone important. An enraged man demands to kill his son, but the son is dead. The father reluctantly explains the tragic past involving illness and a costly treatment. A man laments his son's refusal to sell the house, prioritizing property over his mother's life. He curses the unfilial son with anger. The man joyfully proclaims his son dead, laughs hysterically, but wonders if his lie was too much before anticipating family visits tomorrow. An elder prepares to leave, explaining family visits bring loss, caregivers and residents disappear, and the once lively place is now quiet and sad. On the third night, families visit the nursing home, searching for their loved ones, unaware of the sinister fate awaiting within the building's walls. Visitors discover their relatives are dead, panic erupts, confusion and grief spread as the caregiving staff face accusations of negligence and responsibility for deaths. The dead awaken as violent, vengeful creatures, attacking survivors relentlessly. Chaos explodes in the nursing home as no one is safe from the bloodshed. A woman declares life's meaninglessness, laughs sinisterly, and signals the start of a brutal massacre, spreading chaos and death without mercy or restraint. Terrified people face an enormous red monster in the nursing home. A girl warns not to approach. Horror and chaos consume the first-floor lobby. A fighter confronts a threat, attacks swiftly. A companion with a demonic spirit reassures survival. Survivors question sudden monster appearances, confused and desperate amid danger. People fall and flee in panic down the hall. A character urges urgent escape. Deadly massacre spreads indiscriminately. Survival depends on receiving an unknown injection in time. Characters struggle to decide escape routes amid chaos. One insists on protection despite danger. Sinister monsters suddenly attack, escalating the fight for survival urgently. A fighter confronts endless battles, warning of deadly risks. He claims a mysterious power fuels his strength but endangers him. Conflict intensifies with deadly resolve. The fighter reveals an evil spirit inside, consuming him. He plans to control or be consumed. A tense battle between power and self begins now. A man reveals the injection was not bought by the director but by someone else, surprising the group and raising questions about the injection's true origin. The injection was purchased by rebellious children, wanting elderly parents to die sooner. This shocking revelation changes the understanding of the threat and its masterminds. A character apologizes for involvement but claims destiny as challengers. He hints at a far-fetched escape plan, igniting hope amid danger and uncertainty. Survivors flee as a countdown begins. They prepare to face the evil spirit ticket. Urgency and fear grip them in the first room. A man accuses another of causing tragedy, revealing children's role in the chaos. He condemns betrayal and questions loyalty amid suffering and death. An argument erupts about spoiled food causing death. Heated accusations fuel tensions. One mocks the other, escalating conflict amid the dire situation. A man reviews disturbing papers, revealing a love for raw meat from childhood, hinting at deeper, unsettling aspects of his past and desires. A father serves rotten-smelling meat. Son threatens nursing home punishment. Father admits food wasn't always bad but now is spoiled, revealing decay and desperation. In darkness, a man reflects on a critical moment. The past holds keys to present mysteries and possible turning points in their dire situation. A man apologizes to his father, who he never visited. Now he returns to take him home, facing past regrets and unresolved emotions. The elderly man smiles, holding hands. Mysterious golden lights surround the group. Questions arise as unexpected phenomena and silent forces intervene in their fateful moment. The group learns about Twilight symbolizing elderly people. They realize their neglect and violence must end. Monsters pause, as if awaiting a significant event. Zhao Feng confronts painful memories. Despite her condition, she remembers those who abandoned her. Filled with regret, she cries out, admitting she was wrong to her mother. A conflicted man leads a group down a dark corridor. Tensions rise when one tries manipulating sympathy, revealing distrust and hidden motives within their ranks. A son reveals his father's hatred for sacrificing family for money. The protagonist rejects forgiveness, seeking truth, self-acceptance, and understanding beyond simple absolution in their struggle. A man threatens another to wait outside a room, refusing entry. The other angrily complies, leading to a tense standoff in a dimly lit room. One man reveals a secret, the other's son is alive. The father struggles with conflicting emotions, anger and confusion on hearing this unexpected truth. The son is terminally ill, requiring a heart transplant. Unfortunately, the hospital cannot provide the organ, creating urgency and desperation around his survival. The father asks if his heart can work. The son reminds him of past crimes, yet shows understanding. The father trusts the son with his heart. Someone forcefully opens a door. Both men inside react with shock as something unexpected or dangerous appears beyond the door, signaling imminent threat or surprise. A man apologizes repeatedly to his father, overwhelmed with regret. Another comforts him, showing concern and relief at his father's well-being after a tense moment. Yun Li and another reflect on past battles. They realize others died trying. Despite losses, they are hopeful having passed the challenging first-floor ordeal. Yun Li jokes about trash talk with sister Yun Li. They plan to meet for a meal after escaping. Suddenly, danger interrupts their conversation abruptly. A monstrous figure attacks, declaring no survivors. Yun Li and companion panic. Yun Li notes the evil spirit bus ticket remains unused, signaling ongoing danger ahead. The spirit attacks fiercely, shouting to kill. The protagonist dodges swiftly, preparing to counterattack, using agility and weapon skill against the dangerous supernatural threat. The protagonist throws a bottle at the spirit. It shatters but causes no harm. The bottle contains sleeping pills found in a suspicious hospital room. The spirit is shocked to learn the pills are sleeping pills. The truth emerges. The mother was medicated, not killed, confusing and tormenting the spirit. The spirit is wrong. The mother took sleeping pills before death. The protagonist sees the chance, urging to run and escape the deadly confrontation. The duo escapes the nursing home as it burns. The challenge concludes with the disappearance of the hostile spirits, signaling the end of this trial. The protagonists celebrate their success, confident in their preparations. A mysterious voice promises their desires will be granted, setting up the next phase of the game. The protagonist activates a reward, requesting to regain all his organs. He jokes about old Wang's politeness. If the wish is granted fully, the reward magic appears but only grants one organ back. The protagonist questions the fairness and doubts surviving after returning with partial restoration. Frustrated, he rejects the incomplete wish result as a scam. Ultimately, he wishes simply to live and hopes this time the god will agree. A glowing paper reveals mysterious terms like divine sequence and logic chain, captivating the man as he seeks understanding of their meaning and purpose. The man wakes up in an operating room, shocked to be alive. He questions his survival and the reality of his existence after returning. He observes his scarred body, missing organs, questioning if he's truly human. Though alive, he feels incomplete and wonders about the divine sequence he cleared. He questions the director's violent actions and struggles to understand Desire's irrational nature, prioritizing his hospital visit and an urgent medical examination. A man discovers a new environment, observing a mysterious red-haired woman who seems to revel in secrets and hidden intentions with a sly smile. The red-haired woman advises obedience to divine guidance in the new world, while a wounded woman at the nursing home witnesses hope through a child's glance. A son begs his mother for forgiveness. She reassures him, showing unwavering love despite his mistakes and struggles with control. A violent encounter erupts, with a fierce fight resulting in bloodshed, and a knife thrown in desperation captures the intensity. A woman confronts the butcher, pleading for her mother's release. He calls her worthless, refusing freedom and displaying cruel dominance. A man reflects on Desire's freedom from family and resurrecting his mother. God fulfills them piece by piece, but not as expected. The butcher kills brutally, blaming the man for unclear wishes. A terrified woman faces captivity and violence amid chaos and bloodshed. The butcher threatens that survival means erasing his enemies. Meanwhile, worried people in the real world report missing persons and strange events. Lu Changguai's family hopes for his recovery, unaware he won't return. The protagonist realizes the truth and faces their false hope. The protagonist is called for a hospital scan, taking the next step despite uncertain outcomes and the hospital's fractured hopes. The CT machine fails to detect his organs, confusing the staff. They doubt the machine, puzzled by a living person lacking organs. He realizes his organs are gone but survives, questioning how his body functions without them while walking through Linhai City's busy streets. He doubts if his desires and emotions still work without organs but decides to try experiencing them manually despite his unnatural state. A fierce woman in high heels approaches, her furious eyes signaling imminent conflict or danger in the unfolding story. A man investigates contestants in Linhai City, noticing all live in one nursing home. He contemplates the high death rate among residents in this game. He receives a scolding call from his boss about his work absence but explains a minor surgery. Despite stress, he stays focused on his goal. In Linhai City's alley, a lone girl protects a stray cat while others mock her. They criticize her carelessness, but she remains determined and kind-hearted. Two thugs threaten a girl for her cat or her bunnies. She offers money, trying to protect her animals, but they show no interest in the cash. The thug's eyes glow red, rejecting money and instead demanding the girl's help. She tries to resist as the situation grows dangerous. Suddenly, a young man arrives at the alley, surprising the thugs. He slips but tries to intervene, signaling a potential rescue or confrontation. Lin Yushu jumps into the alley fight, surprising the thugs. They recognize him and prepare to attack, seeing him as a new threat. Lin Yushu taunts the thugs, enduring their attacks playfully. The fight begins, showing his resilience against the bullies attacking the girl and him. Lin Yushu protects the girl, asking thugs not to hit her. The thugs' eyes glow again, demanding the girl strip to stop fighting. The girl cries, clutching her cat, refusing to remove her clothes despite threats. She stands firm, protecting her dignity and the cat against violence. Forced by threats, she agrees to remove her clothes reluctantly. The thugs reluctantly prepare to stop, showing control through intimidation and fear. Lin Yushu protests strongly, warning the girl. The thugs mock her, claiming removing clothes was a test of her resolve in this cruel game. Thugs notice noise in the alley. They cautiously approach to investigate the unfolding commotion. The newcomer challenges the thugs, threatening them to leave or face consequences, asserting dominance. The thugs question the newcomer's identity, who unveils a powerful aura preparing to confront them. A menacing man confronts two scared guys in an alley. They realize he's dangerous and decide to run away together, fearing for their safety. The threatening man attacks, counting down as he swings. He criticizes the fleeing guy's technique, mocking him and preparing to deliver another blow. The two men plead for mercy while running, promising not to repeat their actions after being hit. They escape, clearly terrified and regretful. The group thanks Wang Ming for his help. A girl with a cat appears shy but grateful, and Wang Ming checks if she's unharmed. The girl realizes Wang Ming's identity, surprised by his presence. She nervously hints at their connection, reminding him they have met before in the past. Wang Ming jokes about saving people being a school tradition. The girl's words help him remember everything, causing him to reflect on their history. Wang Ming says goodbye to the girl and friend, claiming he has work. The girl tries to call him back but hesitates, thinking alone. Wang Ming walks down an alley, uncertain where to go. Suddenly someone stops him, declaring that he cannot leave, catching him off guard. A woman angrily confronts Wang Ming, blaming him for her suffering and expressing her wish for his death. As he struggles to recognize her, Wang Ming is taken by surprise as the masked woman attacks swiftly, unleashing a powerful fiery ability that engulfs him in an intense confrontation. The masked woman traps Wang Ming with her ability, ordering him not to escape. Her power restrains him even tighter as he struggles. She commands Wang Ming to face her, declaring he's entered a space where only one will survive. Her determination and hatred are clear. A group finds themselves at a lavish banquet table, confused by the sudden appearance of food and questioning how this fantasy has become real. As chaos grows, one man explains this is the wish-granting world. He instructs everyone to check their plates for crucial information, urging calm. A mysterious plate reveals rules about the villa. It runs on graveyard energy, grants wishes, but sets forbidden actions with serious consequences for breaking them. The group learns they must stay in a house on a graveyard for 10 days. Uncertainty grows, but a familiar voice tries to reassure them. Wang Ming recognizes Zhu Yao and Lin Yushu among the group, surprised that all three have been brought into the world of desire together. In Desire World Villa, several people gather for dinner. They recognize each other as the three who entered the Desire World simultaneously. One questions if Desire World can be played online. They discuss their current life in a luxurious villa with lavish meals, seeing it as better than a graveyard. Despite some hesitation, they agree to enjoy the meal first. One praises a young man's ability to adapt quickly, hinting at his potential. They enjoy food and wine while one feels something strange may happen, deciding to explore the villa for safety. The main door is unlocked. The villa smells faintly floral, suggesting an inviting but unusual atmosphere. He explores the villa. First floor has living areas, second floor gym and bedrooms, third, sunroom and empty rooms with dolls. They laugh together playing, while one wonders if this chaos is the actual way to enter the Desire World. A character jokingly scares another about Sadako crawling out of the TV, lightening the tense atmosphere with humor. One reassures another, daring Sadako to appear, but suddenly, mysterious magical lights begin, surprising everyone. Lights flicker and a well appears on screen. They suspect Sadako might climb out, but some dismiss it as a bad signal. Suddenly, a terrifying figure emerges from the well, startling everyone and confirming their fears. The figure cries for help. Panic ensues as a character tries to stop it, but the horror continues to unfold. People panic and flee as someone dies. One man decides to turn off the source of danger to stop the chaos. The terrifying figure reaches out, but the man confronts it with mysterious power, neutralizing the threat. They express relief and confusion over the event. Suspicion remains about Sadako's presence and the young man's unexpected power. They discover one lacks the power to make desires real. doubting if his abilities truly work amid the sight of a gruesome death. Mung Yumian explains a player died, reflecting on game rules. Sadako is a known ghost from a Sakura country movie, next in the threat list. They fear other monsters might appear, like Kuchisake Onna, intensifying the terror within the game world. A terrifying entity attacks in the villa's living room. The group witnesses the bloody scene. A man realizes the monster's appearance was intentionally triggered for a reason. One character understands they are being tested. Urgently, he encourages everyone to escape upstairs. The group panics and flees together as fear escalates. A sinister woman confronts a man, asking a chilling question. She smiles menacingly, holding a bloody knife, intimidating everyone in her terrifying presence. A frightened man admits he doesn't know. The monster demands a clear answer, then attacks him without hesitation, unleashing a powerful, violent strike. The monster stands over a bloody scene, asking another question. Observing this, a man realizes the monster isn't killing everyone, but only specific targets. The group runs frantically down a hallway. One man urges everyone to enter a particular room, unlocking the door in a desperate attempt to escape. A man anxiously listens at the door, wondering if the monster is upstairs. He prepares to fight if necessary, alerting his companion with concern. His friends try to reassure him they should be safe. One recognizes another, questioning if safety is certain and referencing an item from before. The golden-haired man explains his lucky item from the previous game. He describes its protective power, believing their survival is due to its unique luck. The monster repeatedly asks, "Am I beautiful?" The group panics as luck turns against them. Suddenly, the monster bursts into the room, attacking without warning. The monster confronts them closely, demanding to be called beautiful. The group is shocked by her sudden entrance, unable to comprehend her appearance inside. One man tries to answer, "You're beautiful," and prepares to fight. The monster pauses, then calmly acknowledges the answer, repeating, "You are beautiful." The man faces the monster, telling her not to be beautiful in her next life. He bravely challenges her, ready for the outcome. A fierce battle erupts as a monstrous entity attacks. The protagonist counters, unleashing power and smashing the monster to the ground, landing a fatal blow with a weapon. The protagonist, engulfed in sinister energy, laughs maniacally as he slashes through his opponent. Blood splatters, walls crack, and the enemy is brutally overwhelmed by his might. As blood drips, onlookers question the protagonist's monstrous power. They wonder if he's a savior or a monster, debating if his strength makes him a tyrant. They discuss the mysterious tyrant, but someone stops the explanation. Realizing patterns, they anticipate an event, knowing certain words will make something dangerous appear in the room. Red eyes appear in the dark as a monster is summoned. The main character reacts, facing the creature directly as the danger finally reveals itself. He angrily faces the undead, fighting off zombies as they close in. More of them approach, and he prepares for a difficult and chaotic battle ahead. Everyone panics, running back to safety as chaos erupts. One character insists he can help, bravely stepping toward danger while others retreat from the approaching threat. He activates his power, Divine Sequence 1. Summoning a powerful entity, the enemy is startled by the sudden appearance, sensing the shift in the battle. A zombie bites someone, drawing others' attention. The group is quickly infected, transforming into more zombies and increasing the deadly danger for the remaining survivors. After a missed attack, panic spreads and everyone runs. The protagonist, empowered by a shadowy force, uses an axe to confront the advancing enemies directly. Blaming himself, one character tries to protect another. A zombie attacks, but the protagonist intervenes, declaring his intent to defeat the threat without hesitation. A fierce melee erupts as the protagonist slashes through zombies, clearing a path. The floor becomes littered with defeated enemies, marking a temporary victory. The protagonist orders everyone not to name monsters anymore. Meanwhile, in the real world, something significant is happening as a bug crawls along the tracks. A mysterious rider speeds through the city on a motorcycle, arriving at a narrow alley. She stops, removes her helmet, and surveys her surroundings. The woman, named Xiaowan, communicates with her partner through an earpiece. She confirms the target has entered the world and suspects it was a forced entry. Xiaowan detects evidence of a desire monster nearby. Her partner orders lockdown for safety. Xiaowan calmly acknowledges, preparing for action as the situation becomes more dangerous. A gruesome mission ends, causing panic and fear. Participants gather in the hall, witnessing the aftermath, realizing the challenge is more dangerous than expected. Worried about survival, a group decides to focus on food and hiding. They unite, showing trust, prepared to stick together through the game's threats. Observed by a mysterious person, the group quietly makes their way to the villa's third floor, determined to stay safe amid growing tension and danger. The group relaxes after a challenge. One member displays his divine power, impressing others, but a hidden power within him quietly stirs again. His power's side effects grow. He warns himself to use it less. They discuss divine sequences and the difficulty of earning more through repeated involvement. He explains only those near death or with intense desires enter this world. The girl tearfully reveals her wish for someone's death brought her here. The girl recalls her experience inside a red cocoon. The group suspects bullying. She is encouraged to share her story so she won't be bullied again. Asked about his story, another boy jokes about poverty before being urged to speak seriously. He admits hardship growing up and his family's struggles. He explains he tried hard but gained nothing after clearing 2 rounds. His desire remains unfulfilled because it is broad, grand, and difficult to achieve. He reflects on his impossible desire, knowing even in this world he can't achieve lasting satisfaction, and that his wish should not exist here. They joke about family roles, lightening the mood. Suddenly, someone knocks at the door, and the group becomes alert, preparing for what's next. A mysterious person offers a clue. Suspicious, the group questions her intentions, but she justifies trust by referencing an earlier display of unique abilities. She reveals her ability to gain clues, but must witness their creation. Her new clue suggests a hidden traitor exists among the remaining challengers. She explains the traitor's goal is to eliminate others and survive. She believes his potential is crucial and wants them to team up. They question if she knows the traitor's identity. She doesn't, but says sharing clues helps everyone. Suspicion falls on the group, causing immediate tension. The trio confirms their trust in each other. The newcomer suggests the real traitor is outside their group, likely someone completely unrelated trying to blend in. A sinister character proposes exposing the traitor by forcing an elimination. Shocked, the group realizes the game's cruel rules demand they sacrifice someone for progress. One warns it's not a game, another reveals it's a massacre, and the third claims power must unite to survive the Desire World's danger. He questions the smartest choice, realizes there's no law or order here, and concludes people will do anything to achieve their desires now. A man insists humanity remains despite everything. Another questions it. But horrifying images suggest even humans can turn monstrous when desire surpasses all else. He vows not to lose his humanity, is called naive, and learns mercy is worthless in the Desire World, where only desires matter. A boy arrives asking about teammates. The girl affirms her choice, but another man accuses everyone of being insane given their strange loyalties. He realizes others want his power, not cooperation. Rejecting alliances, he leaves angrily, feeling used and considering the group selfish and unreliable. He listens as the team praises their leader's speech. The leader responds modestly, calling it routine, while the group tries not to get too excited. The group asks their leader to introduce himself. He claims he's Wang Ming, a normal man, but his simple answer leaves them unimpressed and skeptical. They discuss the next logical step based on clues. Night falls over a mysterious building, hinting that something ominous is about to happen soon. 2 teammates sleep uneasily and mutter in fear, while another, bored and awake, decides to study his divine sequence during their free time. He investigates his divine sequence, learning there are skill levels called God's gift. Meanwhile, something unsettles the others in the darkness outside the room. While drinking tea, he hears suspicious footsteps. He realizes the noise is coming from the supposedly empty doll room, raising concern about what's inside. They hear a strange noise. The leader investigates quietly, spotting something through a peephole, while a mysterious eye observes, raising the tension. Approaching the door, he senses something off. There's loud knocking, but no one visible outside. He grows increasingly alarmed by the persistent, eerie sound. His companion, frightened, calls out as the door begins to crack. Both are on edge, preparing for whatever's about to come through. He realizes the knocking is from a doll, not a person. Suddenly, eyeballs appear, shocking him and making the situation far more unsettling. Lin Yushu panics when he sees an eye. His teammates question why a monster targeted him first, despite there being many other rooms. The group moves cautiously after the previous attack. Zhu Yao becomes frightened, and the others quickly reassure her, promising to protect her from harm. A strange figure blocks their path, forcing the group to stop. They face a girl emitting eerie energy, clearly another dangerous opponent ahead. They face a tough situation and decide to act immediately. One runs forward, preparing to confront an approaching threat with determination. The battle intensifies as the hero fights shadowy enemies. More foes keep appearing, escalating the fight while the hero remains resolute and aggressive. The hero delivers powerful attacks against monstrous opponents, protecting companions who watch cautiously. The struggle continues fiercely, showing relentless combat in a dangerous environment. Two characters prepare to defend themselves. A dark, threatening presence reappears, surprising the protagonist, signaling danger and an unexpected enemy's return. Multiple terrifying creatures pursue victims relentlessly through the villa corridor, creating chaos. The threat is overwhelming and relentless, putting everyone in grave danger. Screams echo as people are attacked. The protagonist arrives with fiery power, ready to confront the evil and protect the terrified victims inside the villa. The protagonist faces a critical choice, negotiating with a dark power to gain time and resolve the crisis, despite uncertainty about the consequences. He defiantly rejects reliance on the dark power and challenges it, preparing to fight while others watch, hoping his skills and luck will hold. Luck is revealed as a passive skill that can't be activated freely. The group prepares to fight incoming enemies, moving quickly to defend themselves. A character desperately calls for luck to save him when a terrifying monster approaches, facing imminent danger with growing fear. A domestic conflict escalates violently over money disappearance. A child cries as the father threatens the mother during a tense family dispute. A woman is threatened by men offering money for sinister purposes. Meanwhile, a man realizes the game's reality and unexpectedly gains money from it. A dark figure offers a cursed birthday cake, causing fear. The boy feels compelled by a heavy burden to take decisive action against the Desire World. The boy declares his resolve to end the Desire World. Encouraged, he prepares to activate his ability, showing determination and readiness for the coming battle. Inside the villa's third-floor room, a barrier shatters. He strikes a zombie, then braces as a swarm of undead attackers charges toward him. He lands a powerful blow, declaring "Drop dead," then watches a horde emerge, fists raised, ready for the next confrontation. He demands challengers. 3 distinct adversaries rush at him, and he grips his fists, readying himself for the upcoming fight. Puppets ambush him, he's knocked down. Zombies mock his fall and close in, and he desperately calls for help as undead surround him. His bespectacled ally panics. Juyao seizes a metal tube, smashes a zombie backward, and shouts his name amid the chaos. Juyao and a comrade take defensive stances. He reads a comforting message about protecting Lin. Then they launch forward, weapons drawn against the horde. As zombies swarm, he struggles to activate his divine sequence. Red rejected stamps appear with each failed attempt, intensifying his frustration. Finally, his divine sequence registers as pass. A green aura envelops him, strengthening his resolve as power surges through his body. He releases a golden energy wave, cutting through the advancing undead horde with a powerful strike, reclaiming control of the fight. He activates the logic chain divine sequence. Golden fragments appear. His daughter and son praise him, marveling at his newfound power. He compares this power to his evil spirit ticket. Overwhelmed by strength, he feels invincible as a golden aura envelops and empowers him. Zombies charge again. His son warns him. He remains composed, confident his power will dispel the undead threat. He unleashes a golden beam, incinerating approaching zombies while lifting his daughter and ally out of danger. After clearing the room, he orders to check on teammates, plans to proceed to the second floor, and notices they gained new Desire artifacts. He stands ready to face the remaining 3. Confident allies are safe, when an external voice outside orders the battle to stop. After a bloody night, survivors gather in the villa, realizing only 24 remain. They reflect on their narrow survival and the heavy loss suffered. Lin Yushu's luck is questioned by others. He insists surviving was his greatest fortune, while his companions remain unsure of his abilities and value. They discuss Lin Yushu's luck affecting others, debating if his divine blessing comes with a cost. Suspicion grows that his power brings harmful side effects. Lin Yushu wonders if bad luck is his price for power. He explains his past struggles, and his friend tries to make sense of it. They discuss whether Lin Yushu's luck can prevent accidents, realizing their skills complement each other. One jokes about them being the perfect team for survival. Suddenly, a woman with a chainsaw enters, interrupting the group's conversation. One member is clearly frustrated and questions why she appears yet again. Meng Yuman explains her past in the Desire World. Reviving her dead child led to terrifying consequences, with her son craving raw flesh daily. Yuman recalls wishing for her son's normal life, but he fell ill with leukemia. Now she just wants him healthy, believing the game holds hope. Desperate, Yuman begs others to cooperate, revealing her motives as a mother. She urges everyone to work together to survive and save their loved ones. The group questions Meng Yuman's claim as prophet. Doubt is raised about her loyalty, with suspicions about whether she herself could be the traitor. Meng Yuman defends her reasons, but others remind her that her actions could still be suspicious. She's hurt that her motivation for her child isn't trusted. Meng Yuman insists she doesn't want to harm anyone, only wanting to pass the stage. She reluctantly accepts the group's distrust and leaves thoughtfully. The group discusses Meng Yuman's fear of acting alone. They plan to bind evil spirits, search for clues, and work together to face the next threat. The team considers searching for clues around the villa. One member is reluctant, feeling like a side character, but is reminded of the importance of everyone's role. A dark mission countdown begins. The group supports Zhu Yao, offering a knife for self-defense, and encourages shared responsibility and cooperation to survive danger. Yushu timidly apologizes to Yushu, but he encourages her to be braver and more assertive so others won't take advantage of her kindness. The group discusses concerns about the monsters. They realize the creatures that appeared at night were notably stronger and potentially more dangerous than those seen during the day. They suspect ghost strength rises with time or repeated appearances. Even powerful members worry they might not withstand the challenge as the threat intensifies. Yushu worries about holding everyone back, but is reassured by the group. They discuss ghost summoning and suspect someone intentionally caused so many spirits to appear. They question the traitor's strategy, wondering why all were not attacked directly. The team decides to investigate the true reason behind the ghost's appearance. The group discusses past bullying incidents suffered by Zhu Yao, recalling details about her mistreatment in school, which might be connected to current events. The group suspects Zhu Yao's stepfather and stepmother abused her. They discuss the impact and prepare to test a monster name heard during a night watch. One member explains he called out a monster's name at night, but nothing happened. They consider that the traitor might need to act for summoning. The group decides to try summoning by speaking a monster's name aloud, boldly calling for the pencil fairy to see what will happen. After saying various monster names, no monsters appear. The group jokes about fighting famous monsters, testing their theory while keeping the atmosphere light despite tense circumstances. Since no monsters appear, they eliminate themselves as suspects. They plan to test the other players, determined to expose the real traitor among them. A plan is discussed between two people regarding a kind woman's intentions. They debate if she has hidden motives and decide to test her. A woman comments on another's avoidance of violence. She hopes the plan works, expressing everything is done for her child, not out of cruelty. Security protocols are explained before testing begins. Participants line up for evaluation, and after several attempts, no anomalies are found in the villa yet. The group continues lining up for the test, doubting if the plan will reveal the mole. Suspicion rises whether the mole is present at all. Zhu Yao is called in for questioning. Wang Ming confirms she knows what's happening. As Lin Yushu has already explained their plans to her, Wang Ming recalls ghost stories about the resident. Zhu Yao is startled, causing panic. They conclude the little girl, Zhu Yao, is the mole. Chaos erupts. Zhu Yao is accused of being the mole. She is confused and denies being capable of harming anyone, struggling with disbelief. Zhu Yao pleads she isn't the mole. Wang Ming watches her, then reflects on how difficult it is to accuse someone who insists innocence. Wang Ming recounts suspicious events linking Zhu Yao to the supernatural attacks. Overwhelmed by guilt, Zhu Yao admits responsibility and apologizes to everyone. Zhu Yao cries, but Wang Ming reassures her, calling her essential for survival. He suddenly realizes he may have made a critical error. Told not to think about monsters, people panic and hallucinate terrifying creatures. Chaos spreads, and Zhu Yao desperately reports they've lost control of the situation. A woman attacks Zhu Yao, believing killing her will solve everything. Another person intervenes, calling out to stop the attempted violent action immediately. A woman denies being the traitor as a monstrous apparition attacks. She is overwhelmed by dark forces while others look on in shock and fear. The monster focuses on another person, bearing its fangs. Zhu Yao desperately reaches out, pleading for them not to act or be harmed. Zhu Yao is trapped by dark forces. Friends attempt to save her, urging her to think happy thoughts while she struggles against the mysterious power. Confused by the plea to think happy things, Zhu Yao tries but cannot recall happiness. She is overwhelmed by confusion and intense emotions. Zhu Yao questions if she ever had happy memories. Dark power intensifies around her as others are drawn into the dangerous, escalating situation. Zhu Yao faces her menacing stepfather's spirit, while others recognize that her tormentors have appeared, revealing people who bullied her in the past. Zhu Yao's fear creates and summons ghosts based on her memories. Her true fear is her abusive stepfather and those who bullied her before. The ghosts are revealed as the root of Zhu Yao's trauma. The group realizes these manifestations are more dangerous and harder to confront. The group faces attacking monsters created from Zhu Yao's thoughts. They realize there's no escape as the nightmare creatures start to close in. The team flees through corridors, chased by monstrous bullies. The ghosts taunt them, showing the relentless danger and blocking possible escape routes. A frightened teammate panics as the monstrous ghosts attack. He cries for help, calling for his adoptive father, showing the group's growing desperation and fear. Zhu Yao despairs, questioning why these tragedies always target her. She wonders what she did wrong as dark energy surrounds her once more. After losing her father in an accident, Zhu Yao's mother remarries. Her stepfather's cruelty begins, and he offers twisted help in her suffering. Zhu Yao rejects the offer for help, hides her pain, and is left alone, quietly struggling and crying herself to sleep in her room. Zhu Yao is watched by surveillance. Feeling trapped and hopeless, she describes falling into an even deeper hell, struggling with her worsening situation. Consumed by despair, Zhu Yao harms herself. Blood drips onto her phone as she sits alone, overwhelmed by emotional and physical pain. Her blood drips onto a mysterious, ominous symbol on her phone, triggering a dark, unknown event that marks a turning point in her fate. He remembers being bullied, questioning if they'd regret it, but realizes they wouldn't. He vows to make them understand the pain they caused him. At first, bystanders saw him as a victim. Time passed. They grew used to his suffering, blaming him as he was overwhelmed by ridicule. He is consumed by anger, declaring he will never forgive anyone involved. Shadows of resentment grow as he prepares for his own reckoning. He realizes he was not born to be bullied. Suddenly, a strange figure emerges and attacks him, forcing him to defend himself. A wounded person calls out to his adoptive father, saying he's dying. The scene grows tense as others shout his name in alarm. Standing before a group, he remembers someone important. As memories and emotions surge, he calls out, "Brother Wang Ming," awakening determination within him. He tells the bullied child he's safe now, assuring him to be brave. Grateful, the child feels thankful for receiving help for the first time. Wang Ming insists to use his name against bullies, promising support. He fights in the Desire Challenge, knowing brute strength alone won't guarantee victory. Surrounded by evil spirits, he remains determined. Even if overwhelmed, he realizes the only option for survival is to use the evil spirit ticket. A sudden attack surprises everyone. Shocked, the blonde character repeatedly asks what happened, trying to understand the unexpected energy that just appeared before them. Zhu Yao appears injured, blood trailing from her mouth, causing alarm. She walks forward, quietly uttering her own name in pain and desperation. With blood on her neck, Zhu Yao smiles and asks Wang Ming if she is still brave, softly recalling their bond and her courage. Both characters stand in a solemn room, facing forward. The atmosphere is tense as they prepare to confront whatever challenge or enemy awaits them ahead. Zhu Yao is fatally wounded. Chaos erupts in the hall, and a stunned man rushes to her side, calling her name in shock. A man confidently walks forward as a giant chandelier crashes down behind him, his presence causing destruction and intimidating everyone in the room. After a dangerous encounter, the boy realizes his luck saved him. He checks Zhu Yao's condition, recognizing she is still alive but critical. Zhu Yao's wound is too deep to heal. Despite efforts from her companion, her body grows cold and even luck cannot save her. Devastated by Zhu Yao's death, the boy questions why she was targeted. Overwhelmed with despair and misfortune, he collapses to the ground. The boy confronts the man in glasses, asking if Zhu Yao's death was the only solution. The man coldly replies, perhaps. They discuss strategies, realizing controlling the childhood memory was the key. A stuffed bear, crucial from the start, holds the answer to the castle stage. He recalls being Zhu Yao's old friend and her mysterious helper in the past. The man reveals to him that he was that helper. Zhu Yao once saved him, but now she's dying. The man says she still has a chance, hinting at hope despite her condition. He asks if they should use God's power to revive Zhu Yao, but the other rejects the idea, saying such revived beings aren't human. They agree that Zhu Yao wouldn't want an unnatural revival, as her soul would never find peace. Revivals through desire are considered even worse than death. Despite past refusal, he considers using a wish to help Zhu Yao, since now they each have a wish and a chance to save her. Lin Yushu decides to use his wish for Zhu Yao. Monsters vanish, the situation calms, but both boys are left in deep agony. 10 days after the game starts, lightning strikes and the mysterious main door suddenly opens, catching Wang Ming and Lin Yushu by surprise. A huge, masked monster emerges from the open door, attacking fiercely with axes. The boys, shocked, question what kind of creature stands before them. The two boys face a massive, blood-stained monster with an overwhelming presence, realizing the true threat of the game has just appeared before them. A sinister figure mocks the concept of dying for others as a great tragedy, while two observers stand nearby, witnessing the grim scene. The silver-haired man challenges the laughter, explaining that the tragedy is a personal failure, provoking a violent, threatening response from the monsters. The man reveals his immunity to attacks due to game rules, surprising the antagonist and highlighting his strategic knowledge in the deadly game. A figure realizes their experiences are monitored by an unseen monster watching everything unfold during the deadly events. The intimidating armored figure declares himself the master of the villa, confronting the protagonists with overwhelming power and presence. The villain reveals the death of a character by the protagonists, mocking them and declaring they will now hear God's whispers. Two characters agree to keep memories intact for Zhu Yao's revival, ensuring she remains unchanged in a mysterious place with her original kindness. One character discovers a strange new desire item forming, intrigued by its power and potential effects. The new item, a blade of lamentations, warns of self-inflicted harm, surprising the character who tests it cautiously. The protagonist senses the game's end approaching, acknowledging a sinister presence linked to a nursing home with a dark secret. He confronts the monster's involvement in harming others, intent on uncovering the truth and willing to risk himself to do so. The protagonists return to their world, greeted by a mysterious cat possibly connected to Zhu Yao's return. The protagonists bond with a cat saved by Zhu Yao, questioning the absence of the mysterious ticket seller and noticing an unexpected motorcycle. They admire the motorcycle but are interrupted by a stranger who demands to know their identities. The stranger reveals herself as an investigator from the Divine Investigation Bureau and warns of forced cooperation if needed. Light from a flashbulb causes a man to shield his eyes, revealing authorities hide the desire world and erase people's memories. The man feigns memory loss but is caught, and the investigator confirms her device targets desire monsters without affecting memories. The investigator orders the two protagonists to follow her, prompting their confused question about their destination. The protagonists follow the investigator to the Divine Investigation Bureau, walking through a crowded, sunlit street toward their uncertain next destination. Ji Xiaowan is questioned about their survival in the desire world. Officials express concern and emphasize secrecy to prevent widespread panic and societal collapse. The desire world fulfills deep desires but risks chaos. If exposed, it would spread uncontrollably like a plague, threatening civilization's stability and order. Ji Xiaowan is warned to keep desire world secrets from public. The interrogation shifts to knowledge about desire monsters, entities tied to the dangerous desire world. Extreme desire twists challengers into desire monsters called enforcers, who lose control and become violent despite a human appearance, threatening others completing missions. Ji Xiaowan learns desire monsters, once loyal, now act independently, causing harm. Officials reveal they detected a desire monster near him, prompting his return. Ji Xiaowan recalls being on a bus attacked by a desire monster disguised as an enforcer. He admits offending one unknowingly, explaining his capture. Ji Xiaowan confirms saving a pregnant woman was strategic despite risking provoking a monster. Interrogator praises him as a unique player entering the desire world. Interrogator explains Ji's actions saved the pregnant woman, but caused her mission failure, making Ji a target for revenge by desire monsters. Ji faces questions about a desire monster finding him. He denies fear but warned to ask questions carefully, revealing a mysterious interjection during interrogation. The challenge duration in the desire world equals 30 minutes in reality. Exceeding this time likely means the challenger will not return to reality. Ji Xiaowan questions consequences of surpassing 30 minutes. The interrogator confirms those who exceed time likely won't return, unsettling Ji with the grave reality. Ji Xiaowan is urged to sign a confidentiality agreement. He refuses to join the bureau but agrees to follow rules protecting him from desire monsters. Ji fears desire monsters harming his organs, questioning if he remains human. Officials promise protection, but Ji insists on independence, showing resilience despite the bureau's caution. Officials warn desire items have risks and advise retreat from dangerous enemies. Ji is reminded to report threats for better survival in the perilous desire world. The bureau faces an escalating war against desire-born monsters from another world. With every investigator prepared to sacrifice for this ongoing crisis, a fallen soldier lies in a crater, bloodied and lifeless. A winged figure states that peace will invite his joining when he accepts becoming its price. Outside the gate, two friends discuss their plans. One mentions his girlfriend's birthday and plans to leave early, surprising the other holding a small animal. They talk about relationships and maturity. The young man reveals a health issue needing better diet, impressing his friend with his wisdom beyond years. One friend leaves, calling the other adoptive father. The other comforts a sick stray cat, committing to provide necessary care without hesitation. A woman lovingly bathes a small dog at a pet shop, assuring comfort. The dog obediently accepts the bath despite initial nervousness. A man arrives at the pet shop with an injured, bullied stray cat. The woman is surprised by the cat's poor condition. The man decides to adopt the injured cat despite concerns. He promises the woman to care for her injuries and never abandon her. The doctor promises to cure the injured cat. The pets bond, showing affection and acceptance among them, forming a new family in recovery. A man's business is affected as an entire street is blocked. He suspects a desire monster causing trouble but must wait for updates. The man encounters a mysterious woman, the ticket seller, who recognizes him. Her unsettling presence and strong perfume hint at a troubling connection. The woman reveals her true form as a monster, threatening the man who disrupted her plans. He faces danger with growing concern and resolve. The monster attacks fiercely with sharp tendrils. The man prepares to defend himself, confronting a terrifying and aggressive threat in a fight for survival. A woman on a motorcycle arrives to protect the man. She warns the monster she won't defend him forever and vows to settle their score. The woman escapes on her motorcycle. The man is relieved they didn't fight in the city, showing concern as she asks if he is all right. The woman scans the area with radar, refusing to be bait. She warns the man about an enemy targeting him outside the Bureau's territory. The man admires the woman's appearance while she criticizes his lifestyle. She insists she's fine and asks him to wait briefly before their next move. A confident woman standing next to her motorcycle orders someone to get in the car, signaling urgency and readiness for immediate action or departure. The Wang family home at night. A woman showers silently, starting her routine in solitude and calm. A visitor arrives, feeling awkward as the aloof woman greets him, his surprise causing a comical nosebleed. They talk casually about desire challenges, but the man struggles to recall his progress while admiring the woman and her cat's calmness. She teases him about staring, while he awkwardly denies it, revealing a playful and somewhat flustered dynamic between them. She warns about the desire world's traps, describing flawless women as potential honey traps to deceive challengers. He doubts surviving such temptations but remains hopeful, mentioning his previous lucky escapes, while she listens calmly with her cat. He hides excitement, claiming to face his weaknesses. She observes quietly, sensing his true feelings behind the confident smile and determined words. She walks into a store alone. A nervous man hides in the shadows, watching her intently, hinting at an impending confrontation or threat. A sinister figure vows to act if it involves him. The victim's fear grows as dark forces close in, signaling dangerous consequences ahead. Hostile dogs guard a captured cat. A monstrous plant creature bursts through, attacking and destroying, threatening those inside with violence and destruction. A terrifying figure curses enemies to die. Meanwhile, Ye Xiaohua arrives confidently for a job interview, marking a fresh start. Ye Xiaohua excels academically, quickly obtains a job, and works hard without complaint, showing dedication and perseverance in her career. Despite hard work, she's surpassed by her best friend, causing confusion and frustration about her efforts and failures. She matures after realizing harsh truths and embraces a new, confident identity, preparing for bigger challenges ahead. The best friend rises to power, becoming the chairman's wife, while the first woman suffers bitter consequences fueled by jealousy and rage. Fired and abandoned, she locks herself in and attempts suicide by gas, overwhelmed by despair and betrayal from the company and chairman. A rage-filled man vows revenge, cursing others for his failures, while a mysterious woman watches with a mocking smile. A powerful desire monster confronts a woman, mocking her inability to kill despite her strength, revealing deeper conflicts and unknown identities. She reveals her identity confidently, declaring herself the Queen of Hearts, asserting dominance and introducing a significant powerful figure in the desire world's conflict. At the hospital, a tense confrontation unfolds. One woman demands answers, while the mysterious woman reveals the Bureau's involvement and hints at dangerous intentions. The mysterious woman advises against direct killing, suggesting a different approach. She mocks her counterpart, implying she should handle matters herself if truly motivated. The mysterious woman wants more than death. She offers help for a price, promising support but warning that revenge and power come with consequences. After a stormy night, a woman receives troubling news in the morning. She urgently asks what happened, suspecting a major event took place. It's revealed all pets and a night shift worker died mysteriously at the store. The shocking news leaves everyone stunned and deeply concerned. Discussion turns to the cause, possibly a curse or new threat. The group suspects an organization linked to people's wishes called the New World Monster Society. They discuss creating a world without desire. The organization exploits desperate people's wishes, recruiting them to assist in building this dangerous new world. Plans are revealed to recruit more helpers, even by force. 5 nights later, Ji Xiaowan is forcibly dragged into the mysterious and threatening desire world. A character senses someone watching him, heightening his suspicion. Suddenly, strange noises emerge at home, hinting at an imminent threat or unusual event. A mysterious figure appears at the window of the 8th floor. The protagonist is shocked, realizing this threat is unnatural and dangerous. An intense struggle erupts as the intruder breaks inside. The protagonist wonders if this attack is connected to Ji Xiaowan being drawn into the desire world. Determined not to let the intruder in, the protagonist resists. The attacker retaliates, knocking him out the window and sending him falling down. The protagonist is thrown from a high window, crashing into the ground below, while bystanders watch in shock at the sudden violent fall. The assailant transforms with red flames. The protagonist realizes the monster can evolve, possibly becoming an ultimate form driven by powerful desires. The desire monster mutates further, reflecting its victim's longing to become beautiful. Its transformation is terrifying, revealing its source of power-twisted desires. The protagonist dodges a fiery attack, realizing he can't win head-on. He decides to focus on buying time and devising a counter-strategy. He activates the Blade of Lamentation, knowing its side effect will harm him. Realizing the risk, he pushes to finish the battle quickly. A monster attacks from above, but the protagonist dodges swiftly, using his environment to avoid injury as they clash in close combat within tight spaces. The protagonist strikes at the furious monster, ignoring its screams. The final panel shows a mysterious substance, hinting at the consequences of their intense fight. He uses his power to fight, facing backlash from the logic chain. Preparing for the next challenge, he braces himself and summons more strength. The protagonist warns of an approaching evil train. He then channels the logic chain, enhancing an evil spirit, preparing it for a powerful confrontation ahead. A fierce attack is launched. The protagonist's enemy is caught off guard by a powerful move and reacts angrily, calling the attacker a beast. A villain threatens everyone's lives, launches an attack, and the scene turns chaotic, signaling the beginning of a fierce and dangerous confrontation. A shadowy figure appears, shocking the evil spirit. Realizing the figure is a desire monster, the evil spirit reacts with fear and disbelief. The protagonist is revealed as a desire monster. The evil spirit questions why they face such enemies, as another monster readies for battle. The protagonist attacks with powerful speed and energy, hitting the enemy directly and initiating an all-out assault in the midst of the chaotic battle. After the enemy escapes, the protagonist chases, tracking movement into the city below, determined to keep the upper hand and control the situation. A strange, enormous flower monster appears unexpectedly. The protagonist is shocked and alarmed, realizing a new and dangerous threat has suddenly emerged. He decides not to retreat, worried about unexpected weakness. Protected by evil spirit armor, he questions if the logic chain's side effect is causing trouble. Another character observes, curious about his misfortune. They suspect the side effect is more than bad luck, wondering about the true power of his sequence. A mysterious woman announces it's time for the unique flower of desire to awaken, encouraging it to bloom and reveal its ultimate power. The mysterious flower releases energy over the city, mesmerizing the people below. Onlookers stare in amazement, entranced by the beautiful, glowing scenery. A flower appears in someone's vision, prompting an intense reaction. Shocked, a girl recognizes it. Meanwhile, a dark figure prepares for action elsewhere. A crowd is drawn toward the flower's power. One person resists the pollen, realizes their relocation, and worries as more people are pulled closer. The crowd falls under a mysterious influence. The masked man analyzes the situation, realizing the evil spirit's reach is spreading and he must act quickly. Holding a special blade, the man recalls past trauma and prepares to use the only weapon available, determined not to let tragedy repeat. The man's attempt to use a sacred weapon is rejected. A sudden, uncontrollable suicidal urge overwhelms him as he struggles to control his actions. Despite losing control, the man attacks the monster. His uncontrollable rage is exactly the outcome the enemy desires as he launches a direct assault. The blade strikes the flower monster. The attacker notices the woman's consciousness is unchanged, realizing the weapon successfully impacts the target as planned. He's pleased. The flower monster's side effects worsen, causing uncontrollable suicidal thoughts to those who touch it. The attacker anticipates the next phase as the effects intensify. The monstrous flower attacks with its vines. Golden energy encircles it, and a powerful strike is delivered, cutting into the creature's defenses. The flower is torn apart in the sky, falling and burning as the crowd below witnesses the dramatic ending of the battle. Victims collapse after the fight. The protagonist wonders if it's over and worries about using the powerful weapon too much, fearing for his safety. A girl cries inside the flower, desperate and confused about her transformation, repeatedly asking what she did wrong and wishing for things to return. The protagonist recalls her wish to work hard. Flashbacks of happier times contrast with her current suffering as she repeats her original intent to work hard. She's tormented by feelings of injustice, wanting success through effort. The protagonist states that harming others for personal gain is wrong, highlighting the cost of her actions. The woman questions why she suffered, blaming destiny and recalling her rescue. Another girl appears and apologizes, revealing she was saved at the cost of another. Facing danger, Yun-Li offers her life to stop the revenge. The protagonist is shocked and calls out her name, realizing her selfless intention. The man unexpectedly meets Yun-Li at night. She wanted to invite him to dinner, but is surprised by their coincidental encounter near the building. Yun-Li struggles with her feelings, but decides it's best not to owe him. He assures her, saying he has already found another solution. He reminds Yun-Li her child's safety is most important. She feels grateful, realizing her sacrifices are insignificant compared to the responsibility she now faces. Angry and suspicious, the woman decides to leave for now, planning to have Queen of Hearts handle the situation with her own strategy. The woman threatens retaliation next time. The man mocks her, challenging her intention, while she scornfully rejects his provocation and walks away. The man activates a device, awaiting someone's arrival. Suddenly, he identifies another woman, and a confrontation quickly escalates between the two women. A woman arrives on a motorcycle. The man confidently anticipates victory while the villain, enraged, prepares to retaliate with renewed aggression. A menacing figure emerges, and the woman races her motorcycle directly at the threat, intent on confronting the enemy with full force. The woman launches an attack from her motorcycle, dodging plant-like traps, while the villain fires a gun at her in a chaotic battle. The villain is struck and defeated during battle. Yun-Li checks the scene and is relieved to find that everyone involved is still alive. The man is surprised as the woman arrives on her motorcycle. Realizing she anticipated him, he reacts with shock and confusion at her presence. The man is thrown off his feet mid-conflict. He urges to focus on eliminating a target, hoping the chaotic events will finally end soon. Despite his broken leg, the man seems happy. The woman analyzes the monster threat, realizing another danger may have already appeared nearby. A mysterious woman in red appears suddenly with striking legs. The man is surprised and distracted by her presence, sensing a new threat. The Queen of Hearts reveals herself confidently. The man recognizes her and realizes she's ready to play a dangerous game with unpredictable outcomes. Queen of Hearts confidently confronts her opponent. Analyzing the situation, she dismisses the threat, believing she alone is enough to handle the current challenge. Queen of Hearts defeats her enemy, dragging the unconscious person away. She stands victorious, showing strength and asserting dominance after the brief confrontation. Queen of Hearts taunts the group, intrigued by a newcomer's potential. She offers them a chance to join her mysterious and powerful new world. A mysterious woman invites a man to join her group called New World. She repeats her offer to several people, seeking recruits for their cause. The woman tempts a man with promises of high salary, luxury benefits, and many perks. He is surprised and doubts such attractive offers are real. After rejecting the material offers, the woman offers relationships with various single girls, and even suggests considering herself if he has no other choice. The man has a nosebleed, surprised by earlier events. The woman points it out, and they both share an awkward, silent moment of realization. The woman leaves in a luxury car, reminding the group that New World's doors remain open to them. They watch as she drives away. After the scene, officials arrive and provide ointment. Ji Xiaoan leaves while Wang Ming returns home, greeted by a mysterious cat-eared girl inside. The girl questions if she's human, cat, or monster. She hides her true identity from Wang Ming, fearing he'll be scared if he finds out. Wang Ming finds his cat, relieved she's safe. He wonders about her disappearance and why everyone calls her a desire monster, feeling confused. 3 days later, Wang Ming visits the bureau, meets Ji Xiaoan, and learns that the mysterious recovery potion he found is related to the desire world. Ji Xiaoan asks if Wang Ming drank the potion. He acts innocent, denies it, and distracts her by pointing out someone cosplaying as Kakashi. Wang Ming meets Gu Feng, Xiaoan's captain, and introduces himself awkwardly. The captain acknowledges him, and all three prepare to discuss serious matters together. Gu Feng leads them to his office and explains their investigation. The Divine Bureau dispatched staff to stop New World from targeting people with much desire. Wang Ming learns desire monsters reflect their wishes. A girl wanted beauty, becoming monstrous. He wonders what form a perverted man would take as a monster. Imagining a bizarre monster, they joke, but Gufeng shifts focus, asking Wang Ming if he knows about special powers called divine gifts. Gufeng explains, after completing missions in the Desire game, wishes are granted, and players receive divine gifts as rewards, transforming them into recipients. A divine gift grants new powers, significantly enhancing abilities. Xiaowen has already obtained 2 such gifts, making her stronger than most participants so far. The Queen of Hearts has received at least 6 divine gifts. Suspicion arises that the world targets the protagonist due to his conflict with the ticket seller. One worries about the effects of too many divine gifts. While possible to grow rapidly powerful, unpredictable human desire often disrupts the process. Before receiving a divine gift, full understanding is needed. Wang Ming lost memories before but recently chose to fight for others in dangerous situations. More human bonds increase monster attacks. Judged for his choices, the protagonist reflects he acted out of instinct to save people as the monster targeted him. Though tempted to escape due to injury, he stayed to protect innocent people, showing his decision to help others despite his own troubles and risks. He compares the number of desire monsters to chickens, saying everyone fights 3 on average no matter what, making survival and conflict unavoidable for all. A light-hearted demand for money interrupts the serious talk. The group reacts with disbelief, and the reward discussion is delayed due to the absurd request. After finishing their mission, they talk outside. The captain skillfully avoids awkward topics, showing his experience, while the others realize how veterans handle situations smoothly. He wonders if missing organs made him a target. He debates revealing everything but suspects the New World isn't after him personally anymore. Suspecting organ traffickers, they warn Xiaowen must remain alert since monsters may return for revenge, even after being defeated, possibly stronger or changed. He jokingly asks to stay with Xiaowen. The focus shifts to the New World threat, but Xiaowen's protection can't guarantee safety from future danger. He realizes self-reliance is crucial, and while entering the Desire World is risky, his own strength is the key. Help is offered for preparation. He considers entering the Desire World with Xiaowen, but hesitates, worried about burdening others or being useless if he can't contribute meaningfully. They explain joining forces means facing stronger monsters. Xiaowen agrees to go with him but warns it will attract at least 1 powerful desire monster. He refuses help, insisting it's unnecessary. When asked about a teammate, he says he has someone in mind but isn't sure they'd agree. A confident student enters, pondering the emptiness of invincibility. He approaches a group, eager to help, and is recognized by a surprised old friend. The newcomer admits his identity. The group discusses his unusual luck, immune to game curses. Suspicion grows over his immunity, and someone silently wonders who is cursing him. Warnings are given about the game's danger. Old Wang asks for a favor, which is accepted. Suddenly, they realize they haven't confirmed his sexual orientation. The team discusses trust for teammates. One asserts he's straight with a girlfriend. The woman insists the pair would make great partners, warning for clarity. Emotions run high as jokes and shipping escalate. Another member interrupts, reminding everyone of the real risk. Joining means no safety is guaranteed. They stress the importance of trustworthy friends in the Desire game. Past experiences are recalled, while new alliances form based on aligned intentions and communication. Wang jokes about dragging friends into the Desire World but reveals real motives. Another warns about its dangers and mentions rare, mysterious divine gifts. 5 minutes later, the group is set on finding divine gifts. The leader excitedly declares his goal, and everyone prepares to follow the woman's lead. The group arrives at a mysterious facility. Their guide says there's something to give before entering. One member is unsettled by the strange, eerie object. A strange item, politeness, is introduced, capable of replacing a human hand and fatally biting. Its deadly function is explained to the startled group. They discuss how lethal a taipan snake is. One member quickly provides information, surprising others with its deadly records, highlighting the item's dangerous power. Commenting on the deadly handshake, another item is offered, a revival coin. The team acknowledges its value, as it allows one to escape death once. They ask for more survival tools, but the woman explains only a few rewards exist. She instructs them to share a secret to build trust. One asks what secret to reveal. A humorous yet serious confession about his feuds surprises the other, sparking confusion about the missing details. Joking about secrets, they tease each other while the woman grows frustrated. She reminds them the point was to sincerely exchange secrets, not play games. They activate a powerful spatial ability, preparing to enter a portal that connects their world to another. Urgency drives them forward into the unknown. The sword can open a crucial dimensional passage. They urge each other to act quickly as one leads the way through the newly formed rift. One character enters the portal, followed by another pleading to wait. Meanwhile, a woman readies her sword, anticipating the challenges ahead beyond the dimensional crack. The captain explains that using the sword to enter the Desire World increases its difficulty and risks. She hopes to endure the sword's heavy price. The captain prepares to proceed alone, while a comrade offers to wait behind, showing concern as she steps into the dangerous unknown ahead. At night, a group gathers around a campfire in the forest. They prepare for a ritual linked to the game of desire. Two men arrive at the campsite, quietly assessing the situation, one appearing calm and observant, hinting at the start of a significant encounter. Challengers of the game of desire are introduced. Tension rises as a mysterious figure reveals himself, signaling the beginning of the serious competition ahead. A man introduces himself as Luo Ming. He reveals himself as an NPC who assigns missions with his brother and promises generous rewards. Luo Ming praises the challenger's efforts and sets a 5-day time limit to complete the escort mission, highlighting the importance of cooperation. The tension grows as challengers realize the mission's difficulty. Luo Ming warns them not to sleep tonight, signaling imminent danger and challenges ahead. Luo Ming warns challengers of monsters attacking at night if they sleep. The threat creates fear and urgency among the group. Challengers must protect people in the tent for 5 days. This mission demands teamwork and mutual support to survive. One man points out the group's experience advantage, suggesting the mission might be easier. The fire crackles as tension simmers among them. A girl panics, claiming her shadow wants to kill her, alarming the group. Shadows begin attacking, causing chaos during the night at the campsite. The attackers choke and strangle challengers with dark shadowy limbs. Panic spreads as the group struggles to defend themselves from the mysterious shadow attack. One challenger fights desperately for survival while others call for help. The danger of the night becomes real and brutal, testing everyone's strength and resolve. A challenger is thrown down but survives. He recovers, surprised that the deadly ghost shadow is gone and he can breathe normally again. The survivor praises Old Wang for saving him from the shadow's attack, displaying relief and gratitude toward the mysterious protector. More challengers flee the bonfire as shadows attack. They escape successfully, confirming the threat's removal and gaining hope for survival. Several challengers introduce themselves, revealing their multiple experiences in the Desire World, impressing others with their knowledge and confidence. The group discusses the shadow threat. One explains the difficulty and rapid danger from shadows, seeking opinions on how to approach it. They theorize that shadows are dangerous doubles created by light and darkness. The group fears their own shadows might be the enemy they face. The group discovers enemies aren't theirs. Panic rises as shadow creatures advance swiftly. Urgent retreat demanded. Confusion and fear spread among the team in the dark forest. They rush back, shadows chasing relentlessly. Command to retreat to camp is given, but the team panics. On arrival, they question the sudden dark threat attacking them. The team witnesses ominous shadow figures. They questioning their nature while preparing defense. One declares the rain field gone, signaling escalating danger and immediate battle readiness. Shadow creatures vanish when inside the firelight's range. Survivors realize shadows cannot enter the light, causing confusion and hope amid growing fear of these ghost-like threats. Mai Kai Erdu pleads for help, calling an older man foster father. Shadow killings intensify, and panic surges as the group struggles to defend against attacks. A character explains the firelight traps shadows, creating a deadly closed loop. Shadows wait outside while inside they remain a threat. The group faces a grim tactical dilemma. A character tests the shadow's effect by entering it. The technique works, and those not choked by shadows run away from firelight coverage. Only those safe from shadows remain inside the firelight. Shadows reappear, threatening once again. The group faces recurring ghost shadow attacks and rising fear. 10 participants were strangled by shadows, others stayed in firelight. The leader suspects rule violations cause deaths but lacks enough information to solve the mystery. A man advises survival depends on noticing small clues. He warns about the ghost place's danger. Others argue. Tensions rise as shadows loom nearby. Group debates surviving ghost shadow attacks by avoiding unnecessary sacrifices. Leadership tensions emerge, hinting at future challenges involving a newcomer named Brother Lin. The team feels abandoned, as ghost shadows target only some members. One resolves to find allies and control their fate despite external threats. A man apologizes, determined to end the world of desire, while shadowy figures close in, escalating the danger around him in the dark forest. A leader orders everyone into the firelight, warning shadows outside will kill anyone who remains exposed, forcing the group to seek protection urgently. The group gathers in the firelight, creating a fire barrier. Despite the danger, they brace themselves against the shadows lurking outside, holding on to hope. The group strategically throws torches to eliminate shadows. Their plans succeed as shadows vanish within the firelight, bringing temporary relief and hope to the group. One member expresses surprise as the shadow truly disappears. The group gains confidence, realizing the firelight's power to eradicate the threatening shadow presence for now. They realize shadows disappear in the firelight. Confused, they question why shadows vanish when multiple light rays overlap, causing light dispersion and shadow fading. A man explains how scattered light from multiple sources causes shadows to fade, but they remain safe by staying within the firelight's protection. Grateful for safety, the group reflects on the impact of good deeds. They prepare for the long journey ahead, resting in a new camp. The group recovers from a tough night. Leaders encourage packing up and moving forward. A man notices Road, noting his unexpected appearance. After preparing, they escort Road and Liuming toward Bone City. Exhaustion sets in quickly, and Road needs to rest by the roadside. Liuming confirms monsters came the previous night. Concerned about losses, the group questions their casualties while catching their breath in the forest clearing. They discuss the loud noise from last night, acknowledging enemy strength. Success wasn't luck. Last night's teamwork proved crucial for survival. Tension rises as one questions trust between members. Acknowledging wariness, they attempt to ease suspicions and reaffirm unity in their shared mission. Leaders clarify their mutual mission to escort Road and Liuming to Bone City. They emphasize cooperation, non-hostility, and challenges in this dangerous quest. The character's mission reveals villagers chase him for exposing Soul Village's cruelty. He rescued innocents but angered villagers, leading to their pursuit. He urges the group to expose the Soul Village's evil and complete the mission to reach Bone City. The group resumes their journey. The group discusses the mission's complexity. They realize threats include mind-bending monsters and ghosts, and their task is to escort two brothers safely. They reflect on past sacrifice that saved the group, considering if similar hidden dangers threaten them now. Suspicion rises as they continue cautiously. As the group advances, one member questions if the true mission is to stop Road from reaching Bone City, hinting at deeper hidden motives. The group receives instructions on the rules and dangers ahead, prepares to move together, and cautiously enters the foggy forest after an hour's travel. Mysterious fog envelops the team, blocking their path. Unsure which way to go, they discuss using a rope for safety and recall its location. The leader tells everyone to stay close and form a line. Xiao Li brings the rope forward, handing it to the person leading the group. The leader ties everyone together with a rope to prevent anyone from getting lost in the fog, explaining the plan and assigning positions for safety. The group forms a line using the rope. The leader questions others about how they knew the monsters from Mirror Soul Village would appear last night. One member explains they received a mission hint about the monster's arrival, confirming it was allowed to share information, and the leader asks what happens next. The group waits for further hints, hoping for protection. Wang takes the lead after a short remembrance, but appears exhausted as he moves forward. The leader confirms their head count, realizing one member is missing from the group, which raises concern among everyone walking through the dense fog together. Shock spreads as a missing member is discovered. The leader urges silence to prevent panic, but the separated member desperately calls out for the group. A team member panics and is separated in the fog. The group realizes someone is missing and decides to search, urging caution during the search. They spot the missing man, call him back, and warn him about danger. The man, lost and scared, desperately tries to find his friends. The leader suspects something is wrong since the lost man appears ahead. Suddenly, the man's face turns monstrous, revealing a dangerous trap in the fog. The group's eyes begin bleeding mysteriously. Alarmed, they realize the danger and try to understand the cause, as the leader fears losing his sight too. Someone screams in pain, warning not to meet the monster's gaze. The monster asks for their eyes, as one man desperately thinks of his son. A blinded man wanders, unable to see, repeatedly begging not to be left behind and searching desperately for his missing companions in the fog. A member loses his sight and panics. The leader realizes looking directly at the monster's wounds causes blindness and warns everyone to avoid eye contact. Another member goes blind. The leader, unharmed, instructs others not to look. The group pauses, confused by screams and sudden blindness spreading among them. The leader orders everyone in the back to close their eyes. Some comply, but panic spreads as more people lose their vision and are left behind. The blinded victims vanish into the fog, their cries fading. The group waits anxiously, then tries to identify a familiar voice, suspecting it's Xiao Li. The leader checks Xiao Li's safety, but is confronted by a ghostly figure asking for his eyes, revealing the ongoing supernatural threat in the fog. A woman enters a grand church filled with light. She approaches the altar, her presence commanding attention as the atmosphere turns tense and expectant. A shadowy crow converses with the woman, urging her to embrace desire and fight for a new world, standing defiantly in colored sunlight. The woman asks about preparations. The crow confirms progress, but expresses concern about unpredictable obstacles possibly caused by the god's secretive actions. The crow dismisses the idea of accidents among gods. The woman questions a cripple's value, but the crow insists his sequence is still important. The crow's eyes glow fiercely as it accuses the woman of questioning God. She panics, instantly denying any disrespect, visibly afraid of punishment. The crow warns against exposing their plans. The woman agrees to nurture potential, mentioning another issue needing attention, as the crow asks for her loyalty. The crow reveals a skull infused with purple flame, explaining it's the flesh of a region god. The woman is ordered to use it for guidance. The Desire World divides challengers and handlers by region. Those managing regions are called Desire Chenhaus. The crow welcomes the coming of Desire. The woman prepares for the new world, determined to surpass Diamond K. She drinks the crimson liquid, accepting the challenge to not disappoint. A contestant activates power enhancement, attacking fiercely and demanding the opponent's eyes. The conflict escalates with intense energy and desperate fighting between the two. The arena host welcomes viewers. The match gets intense as the opponent repeatedly demands eyes, but the contestant cleverly shuts them to negate the attack. Despite clever defense, 3 enemies gang up on the contestant. Continuous group attacks overwhelm him, putting the contestant in a dangerously losing position within the arena. The contestant warns his opponent, gathers power, and releases a powerful electrified punch, creating an impressive attack that impressively shakes the battlefield and his enemies. He skillfully dodges and counters attacks. Feeling free after isolation, he realizes open combat and direct fighting truly match his strength and personality best. The eyeless opponents express confusion. He deduces their human minds are controlled by monsters, confirmed by their bloody actions to forcibly remove his eyes. He swiftly blocks an attack and counters, striking his opponent's head with precision. He prevents any chance of retaliation and claims victory with a decisive blow. His victory is witnessed by 2 girls, who are impressed. The announcer praises his growth, showing he has become much stronger and dependable. After the win, he observes the lingering fog, realizing danger still lurks. He warns everyone to stay alert, as the main threat hasn't appeared yet. The group suspects the monster gouged a victim's eyes to see properly, implying the real monster hides within the fog, fueling their tension and caution. A character with luck notices his eyes gouged out. He encounters a terrifying being begging for eyes, causing fear and confusion about the monster's nature. The unlucky man struggles with blindness, feeling helpless and panicked. Blood on his hand worsens his fear as he desperately seeks help in the darkness. The blind character panics as the monster demands eyes. He fears becoming like the monster, while others worry about the monster's increasing threat without eyes. The group suggests using fire against the fog and monster. A leader insists and pressures others, recognizing fire's potential to defeat the enemy lurking in the fog. The luck-based character learns his power involves fire. Surprised by this revelation, the group prepares urgently as danger closes in, with a warning to duck forthcoming. The team leader instructs to duck as he prepares to attack. The protagonist questions the urgency and wonders about their trust in Wang Ming's intentions. The protagonist trusts Wang Ming's command. Despite uncertainty, he activates a powerful fire attack and urges the team to seize the perfect moment to defeat the monster. The team unleashes a fiery assault on the monster. Flames engulf the enemy, showcasing their coordinated effort and using fire as their weapon against the threat. A skilled fighter uses fire techniques confidently, teasing his brother while demonstrating powerful control over flames during the escalating battle. The story reveals Lao Pang's difficult past, transitioning from hoodlum life to family man, struggling with financial hardship despite his wife's efforts. Lao Pang's story continues. His father's illness, son's criminal record, and attempts to reintegrate into society led him to desperate measures and a complicated family life. A character denounces the Desire World as false hope. The team accepts this mission as irreversible, with no possibility of retreat or courage to turn back. The team reflects on past missions. Although danger is constant, they acknowledge a small hope. desire consumes them, making death merely a reboot. The group discusses Zhu Yao's condition and regrets. Despite the hardships, they face desire's challenges together, uncertain if help will come. The man explains mission limits prevent interference and warns breaking rules accelerates danger. Another confidently proclaims faith that God will protect them amidst rising threats. The group walks through the wilderness discussing abilities. One member is questioned about his technique. He brushes it off, hinting at secrets he'd rather keep. Conversation shifts to special powers and luck. The characters speculate about causes for recent changes, debating if abilities are still functional and the impact of luck. Jokes arise about elemental powers, leading to a discussion about hidden abilities. They consider if unusual circumstances could reveal surprises within their god sequence powers. The protagonist feels empowered by extraordinary luck. As night falls, their group sets up camp, confidence boosted, ready to face whatever challenges may come next. Camp is made with caution and minimal light. A mysterious woman seeks her brother. The group feels wary, suspecting she hides dangerous secrets and intentions. Flashbacks and present mix as the woman questions about dedication. Confusion arises, revealing a deeper mystery about sacrifices and choices needed for unknown outcomes. The woman urges total dedication. Her demeanor turns sinister, revealing violent intentions. The scene shifts from confusion to horror as her true motives are exposed. A monstrous transformation unfolds with horrifying power. Chaos and bloodshed ensue as others are attacked, leaving the group shocked, battling a deadly and uncontrollable force. Now changed, the woman declares her violent ritual complete. Her sinister smile marks the horror that has overtaken the camp, leaving fear in her wake. A group faces a horde of monsters. Shocked, they attempt to escape. In panic, they run as danger closes in behind them. One character is attacked, prompting screams. The group urges using fire jutsu for defense. They attempt to escape as monsters chase closely. They realize fire jutsu is useless. One tries a powerful attack anyway, but doubts remain. He shouts questions at his teacher in frustration. Lao Wang is reminded of his duty to end the world of desire. He reflects on past failures and prepares to try again. Lao Wang attempts to use his power but fails, coughing and feeling weak. He wonders if his unique ability is unreliable during crisis. His ally uses energy attacks while warning him. Suddenly, a monster approaches from behind, catching Lao Wang off guard and putting him in danger. Lao Wang defeats a monster using a hidden weapon. His friend is surprised by the backup plan, while Lao Wang responds nonchalantly. A teacher addresses students about desire. He asks them to reflect on life without desire and claims losing desire makes people worse than beasts. The teacher discusses desire in science and love, encouraging students not to reject desire but to recognize and accept it as natural in their lives. The teacher passionately tells students to face, accept, and realize desire. His speech is powerful and catches attention, signaling something important about to happen. The teacher receives a loving message from Red Queen J. He reacts with a quiet smile, and the mysterious Red Queen appears before him. Red Queen approaches and flirts with the teacher. They exchange words about her unexpected arrival, sparking tension and curiosity in their relationship. The teacher welcomes Red Queen's visits. She asks about another woman, referring to her as a monster, showing disdain and shifting the conversation. Red Queen confirms the woman is safe. They discuss their new mission from Diamond King, questioning his leadership and joking about his authority. Red Queen teases the teacher, reminding him to speak well of her. She gives permission for him to do as he pleases for now. Excited by permission, the teacher asks if he can kill Gufeng. Overjoyed after approval, he targets Gufeng, determined to finally eliminate him. A discarded cigarette starts a fire in an apartment building. Flames spread quickly, and emergency vehicles arrive as the situation escalates into a community crisis. Smoke and ash fill the air 3 years ago. 2 determined men race up the stairs, responding urgently and promising someone they will arrive soon. A desperate parent pleads with an officer to save their child. The officer listens intently, gauging the seriousness before deciding on his course of action. As flames engulf the building, the officer asks the parent for details. Learning about a glass jar in the living room, he prepares to act. The parent urgently pleads to save the glass jar. The officers assure help but remind there's still danger. They prepare for a challenging rescue mission. The parent begs not to leave, refusing to let go. The officers rush into the fire as the desperate cries for the child continue outside. The officers confront the parent, questioning if anyone else is inside. The parent admits her mother was there, but prioritizes saving her child instead. Tension rises as the officer questions her priorities. She accuses him of killing her child, expressing anger and blaming him. while he stands in silence. In a university office, the woman, now a professor, makes a call. She appears satisfied and cunning, indicating her story and motives are ongoing. The woman transforms into a monstrous snake. Meanwhile, in the Desire World, players stealthily navigate through the night, searching for something crucial in the forest. A boy cleverly hides something important. An ally warns about weapon risks and urges caution, while they both consider the dangers of powerful tools with side effects. Enemies rush toward the tent, targeting it. The protagonist reacts quickly, dashing with speed and electricity, trying to stop them before they reach their goal. The protagonist uses his power to attack rapidly, but a companion warns of dangerous monsters and increasing risks. As the battlefield grows more chaotic and threatening, a character insists an item is his, surprising another, who asks when he took it. Suspicion and tension rise as they discuss the situation. They discuss the weapon's dangerous side effects. One character worries about feeling unwell, questioning how often the bone club was used and if it's causing problems. A character questions another about using a bone club, revealing a rule: each use breaks a bone. The other person realizes the grave consequences. A tense confrontation unfolds as one character attacks with a glowing weapon. The victim is struck, left speechless and stunned by the unexpected blow. A man desperately reaches out, recalling a dagger. Another offers it willingly, demanding it back. Tension rises as desperation and trust collide in darkness. One character fears death, supported by another's optimism. Despite recent losses, hope persists, but the group's numbers dwindle, threatening their survival on a critical mission. Memories surface in a quiet night camp. A man approaches another who sits distant. Silent understanding and unspoken emotions build between them under the stars. A frightened girl sobs. A comforting man offers protection. She expresses fear and asks for safety, revealing vulnerability in their tense environment. The girl questions the man's presence, who jokes gently while checking on her recovery. Appreciation grows as she gains strength despite lingering doubts. The man reassures the girl about his injuries. They begin a candid conversation about entering the dangerous world of desire, building trust through openness. A girl violently attacks, revealing a bloody heart. Horror shocks onlookers as chaos erupts, questioning the terrifying transformation and its consequences in their struggle. A monstrous figure appears, attacking desperately. A man pleads for rescue while others try to counter. Recognition of these monsters sparks urgent defense preparations. The team discusses the threat, noting girls hinder progress. Despite attempts, monsters remain deadly. They identify fear as the core obstacle to survival and success. Characters discuss a girl's fear in constant tears. Despite surviving a monster attack, she remains scared, drawing attention and concern from the group. A man reconsiders fear as the true danger tonight. He explains fear triggers monsters, suggesting their strength depends on emotions, prompting strategic planning. The team activates an agility enhancement skill. This power-up aims to increase their chances of survival and successfully face the challenges ahead. A team uses a new strategy to face threats, understanding fear's power but risking failure. They must adapt quickly to survive the dangerous game. Characters encounter unexpected stillness in a tense night scene. They question the lack of enemy movement, unsure if it's a trap or strategy. Two comrades tease about fear and feelings while discussing their telepathic connection. They prepare to support and reach their goal together amid growing trust. Characters discuss a mysterious village linked to monsters. They suspect victims were manipulated into leaving, revealing deeper mysteries affecting their survival and mission. In a theatrical setting, a figure warns the audience that the hero's story might be deceptive, raising doubts about truth and trust within the game. Under night's cover, Lin Yushu and an ally notice Romain's fervent prayers. Doubting his god, they reaffirm tasks, escort Rod safely, bypass unnecessary conflicts. His ally assesses the perilous desert and its opportunities. Lin Yushu suggests a bold strategy. A stranger, Pimangare, claims divine authority. Pimangare orders monsters captured alive to uncover motives. His companion doubts this plan's feasibility but follows under his command. Two strategists acknowledge their opponent's intelligence and strength, but stress his humanity. One reassures his brother, hinting he has a winning plan. Survivors lament missing hints that cause deaths. A teammate consoles his grieving brother. Lin and his partner vow never to proceed without each other. A fallen teammate apologizes for his selfish choice. He unveils the team's emblem. Observers wonder if he's finally revealing his hidden cards. In the field, the overseer abruptly ends the escort mission. Lin Yushu and his partners stare in stunned disbelief. The overseer explains activating autocomplete to avoid casualties. Allies respond with confusion and alarm, questioning whether the mission has ended and if they may depart. Team members rejoice prematurely as Lin Yushu questions sacrificing their ally. He fails to find evidence against the cult, ending the mission with lingering unease. Team members exchange numbers and offers. One demands $1 million, not dinner. Lin Yushu attempts politeness, only to face awkward tension and hidden motives. Lin Yushu asks survivors' desires. A man confesses guilt over his sister's accident-induced blindness. He implores Lin to fully restore her vision. Narration reveals lies underpin the desire world. Lin Yushu previously killed a life-ripping monster, saving 2 teammates. Grateful survivors celebrate and prepare cautiously. The overseer asks survivors to help find a possible traitor. He notes quest reward info, irregularly lacking NPCs, and suspects an assassin among the challengers. Lin Yushu reacts, questioning traitor suspicion. He observes no NPC quest giver, only challengers. He suspects the quest NPC is hidden among them. The overseer demands eliminating the suspected traitor to ensure safe arrival at Bone City and protect everyone on the return journey. The group gathers, questioning the possibility of a traitor among them. Suspicion rises, but one insists there's no real danger, none have faced fatal harm. A sudden accusation disrupts the group. A member is accused of slandering another based on something said last night, forcing everyone to question recent events. A man challenges others to consider a traitor's first move, gaining trust. He raises doubts about why only one person survives attacks, questioning hidden motives. One man questions why he's always accused, others doubt him. The group grows suspicious, confronts 2 members, and accuses them of never intending to let the group leave. A member accuses another of manipulating everyone. Tension rises, threats are exchanged, and one warns that divine punishment awaits those causing chaos in the group. A knife is drawn, escalating the conflict. Someone threatens to kill if their goal isn't met, demanding a decision from the others about their loyalty. A member pleads for forgiveness with a knife. Suddenly, someone is shot, stunning the group as shock spreads from the unexpected violence. A bullet falls. One issues a command, King's orders, while the group is left in fear and confusion over the situation's deadly turn. A sinister smile appears. A man calmly aims and fires his gun. The others react in shock and anger, calling him an animal. A man is fatally wounded but defiant, claiming his opponent can't face him head-on despite his catastrophic injury. 2 men stare fatigued but determined after a fierce clash. One coughs and remarks the gun's transfer causes damage to the shooter. The injured man, coughing yet alive, explains his rivals are allied, sparing each other, and declares their mission accomplished. A seemingly defeated man survives a lethal attack, shocking his opponent, who questions how he's still alive despite the deadly strike. A man apologizes before fatally stabbing another, declaring that the victim's desires can no longer be fulfilled, ending the conflict decisively. A dying character reflects on their siblings, devastated they won't fulfill their promise to build a safe home for them as their life slips away. A furious character vows revenge, realizing guns can't stop their foe. They confront the white-haired figure, determined to avenge the fallen. A mob demands the death of a gray-haired figure, branding them a monster. Chaos erupts as they prepare to attack. Jinja kills someone, calling others thieves. Luo Ming and Luo Dai are the real threats. Lin Yushu's resurrection looms, complicating the situation. The buy-life money causes memory loss. Resurrecting now is risky, another death means game over. The group flees as chaos erupts. A chase unfolds in the forest. One figure moves impossibly fast, leaving the other stunned. The pursuer vanishes before retaliation. A white-haired figure demands someone be found, gripping a terrified character. A suited man looms over a fight, while another smirks ominously. A sword flies through a dense forest, roots sprawling into darkness. Light filters through the canopy, casting an eerie glow. 2 characters escape, one glowing with energy. The silver-haired helper questions if the buy-life money's effects are delayed. A white-haired character silenced another, who then reflected on the difficulty of the challenge. The white-haired man decided to analyze the ongoing desire challenge. The challenge tasked escorting Luo to Bone City but turned deadly. Investigation revealed the tasks manipulated participants into conflict, confirming suspicions about the game's true nature. He questioned the challenge's real purpose, suspecting it involved killing. Realizing missing information, he wondered about a specific item's function, but regretted not asking earlier. He worried Lin Yushu might be in danger if the item was passive. Suddenly, a mysterious person with red glasses appeared and called his name. Lin Yushu woke up confused, unsure of location and situation. He offered money and his life, negotiating for his safety with the other character. The white-haired man felt grateful for learning the password in advance. He reflected on being prepared, thinking he and drugs that blind judgment are enemies. The password failed, prompting questions about the Desire World. The white-haired man warned him about being chased, but the other denied any involvement or wrongdoing. He questioned if their pursuers were people, but the white-haired man doubted it. Suddenly, mysterious noises interrupted their conversation, alerting both of incoming danger. A monstrous creature emerged from the darkness, revealing itself with terrifying red eyes, shocking both characters and escalating the tension of their current predicament immediately. In the dark forest, a powerful force gathers around the hero, forming glowing wings. He unleashes a burst of energy at a monstrous enemy. The hero faces a terrifying monstrous figure, but his logic-based attack seems ineffective. His confidence remains, analyzing the opponent's weaknesses, prepared for the next strike. A sudden, eerie red presence surrounds the battlefield. The hero stands unfazed, holding a captured ally, while the enemy reels in disbelief, unsure of what just happened. Jinji swiftly strikes, surprising his opponent, who is shocked by his sudden move. The two are locked in a fierce, unexpected confrontation. Jinji, now alone, faces a terrifying scenario as his mind races to understand what has happened. His ally's memory is lost, and monsters appear. An enemy commander smirks, confident his monsters will tear Jinji apart. But Jinji, unshaken, calmly prepares to fight back, despite the overwhelming odds. Jinji praises his opponent's cunning, acknowledging the challenge, but questions remain about the true goal of this twisted game. What is the real objective? Frustrated with the difficulty of the mission, Jinji vents his frustration. Meanwhile, he strategizes, asking the Divine King to charge up for their next move. As Jinji faces an overwhelming force, his luck seems to have worn out. He doubts whether his luck can still help him while unconscious. Jinji fights fiercely, wounded by a sharp blade. His opponent watches cautiously, but Jinji dismisses the threat, acknowledging his courage while preparing for the next move. As Jinji struggles with pain, his thoughts shift to the logic chain, a powerful force that's pushed him to his limits. His enemy reveals their identity as an executor. The enemy reveals his strategy, comparing the situation to a game of chess. As Jinji contemplates the grim circumstances, he learns that this mission is far from simple. Jinji, in the heat of battle, demands answers from his opponent. The situation is dire as he struggles to comprehend what is happening around him. Road unexpectedly proposes an alliance to kill all the monsters, leaving Jinji confused. The chaos intensifies, and Jinji wonders what Road's true intentions are. Jinji, still processing the situation, is left questioning the true purpose of the challenge. With the monsters closing in, he grapples with the unexpected turn of events. As the figure unveils his true mission, he reveals his need to prevent challengers from succeeding. He walks over a mountain of souls, eager for their help. Amid the chaos, he acknowledges the contradiction of his actions. Despite needing their assistance, he must kill them, all part of the god's cruel game. Standing amidst the growing destruction, he emphasizes betrayal and the fleeting nature of alliances. Together, they prepare to send the monstrous beings back to hell. A monstrous creature strikes from behind, but the man remains unfazed. With a swift turn, he prepares to face the danger head-on, defying the beast. With a confident smile, he responds to the other's question, revealing that his actions are all part of a larger plan. He's already in control of the situation. Realization dawns as he reflects on his condition for success. Only by working with those who know the truth can he truly hear the god's whispers. As he extends his hand, he reminds the challenger that their fate was sealed the moment they entered this world. No choice remains but to follow their path. Shocked, the man watches as his opponent summons a powerful energy. With a fierce expression, he declares that his fate is his to control, not the heavens. With newfound strength, he declares his intention to take control of the god's gift, setting his sights on possessing its immense power to fulfill his destiny. With the power of God's gift activated, the chain of logic enhances his abilities. The challenge is over, and he stands ready to complete his mission. The enemy is in disbelief, unable to comprehend how his opponent has achieved this. Frustration builds, but he remains resolute, knowing God's gift has slipped from his grasp. Amid the battle, the man taunts his opponent, mentioning murals as the true source of his power, all while lightning crackles around them, signaling his unshakable dominance. The battle intensifies as the man, with a burst of power, continues to strike, but despite his overwhelming abilities, his opponent remains tough and defiant. The man reflects on the effects of God's gift, realizing it has countered the negative impacts of certain items. But the challenge isn't over. His opponent remains resilient. As the man faces new threats, he's confronted by a mysterious force. Something strange begins to manifest around him. causing him to question what's happening. The man, enraged by betrayal, struggles against the web-like force surrounding him. He questions his opponent's motives, feeling betrayed after offering a chance for alliance. Realizing the true identity of his opponent, the man taps into his power, his confidence growing as he declares victory. The battle now shifts in his favor. In the dark forest, a man suspects a hidden agenda behind their alliance. He theorizes that the true goal is to make them bear a sin. Another man's frustration grows, sensing something important has been overlooked. He accuses his companion of coercion, unsure of what's truly happening between them. The tension escalates as one man launches an attack, accusing the other of betrayal. The battle intensifies, each striking with powerful lethal intent under the dark sky. As the battle continues, one man faces a terrifying shift in his surroundings, wondering where he is and fearing the fire closing in on him. Amid the chaos, a voice reveals that this is God's domain, leaving another man confused and questioning the meaning of this strange force at play. The voice offers a chilling proposition, urging surrender to God's will. The man wonders if this is Rhodes' influence and fears the consequences of his plans. The confrontation reaches a critical point as the man mocks his opponent, claiming he only wants his body. Tension builds as they prepare for the next move. The sinister eye of the creature looms closer, its power overwhelming. The man braces himself for what's to come, unwilling to surrender to the dark force. He confidently analyzes the situation, ready to turn the tables. As time runs out, he prepares for a clever maneuver, knowing the right moment is near. Desperate voices ask for help, pleading for assistance. The man stares at them, confused by why this request feels different from before. As the tension rises, the surroundings become more chaotic. The group calls for help, but it's unclear who can answer or if anyone will. The man, still unsure, stands still. His dilemma lingers as he faces the dark force, contemplating his next move. The decision weighs heavily on him. The man strikes back, unleashing a powerful attack against the monstrous force. As the chaos intensifies, a strange energy surrounds him, hinting at deeper powers. The dark entity responds with cruel laughter, mocking the man's desire to help. With a twisted smile, it condemns him to die with the others. The villagers stand firm, protecting him despite overwhelming danger. Confusion fills his mind as he questions their unexpected sacrifice while facing an ominous, threatening force. Desperate screams echo as Rhodes faces a terrifying judgment. The darkness around him intensifies, and he realizes the true mission was not salvation, but retribution upon Rhodes. Rhodes stands defiantly, a sense of doom surrounding him. The presence mocks him, questioning his faith and purpose. It's a battle of defiance against an inescapable fate. Rhodes admits his guilt but deflects blame. The entity argues his complicity, labeling him just as guilty for assisting the Resurrection Village, condemning him to his fate. Rhodes protests as fiery chaos erupts. His confession was rejected, and the entity's wrath consumes everything. Despite his words, death seems inevitable, pushing him toward ruin. In desperation, Rhodes attempts to think logically to survive. Amidst the chaos, a flicker of clarity strikes, and his eyes widen, realizing a possible solution. A fierce water and fire clash fills the air as Lin Yushu challenges Rhodes. Amidst the chaotic battle, questions about memory and past choices arise. Lin Yushu stands confidently, using water powers to offer hope and strength to Rhodes, promising that fortune's blessing will make him invincible against all odds. Rhodes, overwhelmed by the chaos, refuses to back down. The entity is frustrated, realizing Rhodes was never truly chosen, yet he keeps fighting against fate. The terrifying judgment looms overhead as Rhodes faces an unyielding force. In a final act of defiance, he braces himself for what seems like an inevitable fate. A peaceful conversation between two brothers unfolds, one eager for the excitement of city life, while the other chooses to stay behind, promising to look after their family. 1 year later, the reunion is filled with excitement as the younger brother returns from the city. The once distant world has brought him back home. Returning home, the brother holds a strange god statue, causing concern. His younger sibling questions its eerie appearance, but the older one reassures him with confidence. The younger brother questions the symbol carved beneath the statue, but the older one warns him not to touch it. He insists it's powerful and must remain untouched. As they prepare for the future, the older brother convinces the younger one to trust him. With plans to bring their mother to the god for protection, they discuss their next steps. The car races forward, its sleek design reflecting the sun. Above, a black bird with glowing eyes soars, symbolizing the endless desire that drives them both. Amidst fiery chaos, two figures escape the ravaged forest. One man falls behind, while the other rushes to his aid, urgency in their movements. The two discuss a fallen Ali's dark desire to witness God's fall, while one reveals he's known all along, now choosing not to seek revenge. Confronted by an enemy, one man admits he can't defeat him, but refuses to pursue revenge, citing more pressing matters that demand his attention. A confrontation arises over a god's death, with one character questioning the ease of killing gods, while another insists they cannot die, despite the truth. Discussing the mysterious god statue, they reveal its connection to a symbol, Diamond K. Their speculation points to the deity from the New World. One reveals the truth behind a past decision, explaining why he refused to help someone. They reflect on Rhodes's lies, hinting at deeper conspiracies and connections. As a sudden threat approaches, two characters tense up. The air grows heavy, and the tension rises as they brace themselves for the unknown danger. One of them is confronted by a chilling figure, who recognizes him and comments on their fate, even as the grim situation escalates into a violent encounter. The two enemies exchange cryptic words, hinting at a deeper connection and shared fate, while one warns the other that their next meeting will be far more lethal. As the intense glow of the subway station illuminates their path, the characters step forward, prepared for the whispers of the gods to guide their fate. Amidst the chaos, a dark scene unfolds in the abandoned subway, with ominous forces lurking in the shadows, signaling that a deadly encounter is imminent. In the aftermath of a fierce battle, two figures stand in a dark subway. One questions if the ordeal is over, while the other solemnly declares it is. The younger sister anxiously asks if it's over, but her older sibling is caught off guard as danger resurfaces. A weapon flies toward them, intensifying their peril. The younger sister realizes the grim truth. They are trapped in a subway with no escape. An unsettling smile on her face, she acknowledges their doomed fate. A twisted figure smirks, revealing a sinister truth: the more they try to save others, the more they will perish. The victim is revealed. In a desperate attempt, a character calls out, summoning the divine sequence to reshape fate. Power courses through her as she prepares for a decisive move. A bright explosion of colors signals a catastrophic end. In the chaos, a dark figure watches the destruction unfold, her body shattering in an otherworldly light. The countdown continues, the tunnel lights flickering in eerie colors. Tension builds as time races towards its inevitable conclusion, while the remaining seconds slip away quickly. One sister asks, "Is it over?" But the other responds with calm certainty, "Not yet." The atmosphere grows heavier with a sense of foreboding power. The younger sister is amazed by the concept of the divine sequence, while the older one confirms with a sly grin, revealing a deeper power within. The price for using her ability is high. She reveals that each second of the divine sequence costs 1 year of life, a sacrifice for power. The younger sister is curious about the price, and the older one explains that reshaping time demands immense cost 1 year for each second of regression. Doubts arise as the younger sister wonders if the older one is already aware of everything. The older one smirks, then begins her terrifying destructive act. In a dramatic turn, a powerful figure pulls out a gun and fires. The shot pierces the air, but its target remains uncertain as tension builds. The younger sister gasps, realizing the shot has missed. She questions how her opponent knew, the uncertainty growing as cracks appear in the shattered glass. With a calm, victorious stance, the older sister declares her triumph. She watches the younger one fall as time resets and the final words linger. A sudden shock strikes as the protagonist sees a mysterious figure and a powerful vision unfolding. The sight leaves him in awe and confusion. Realization dawns on him as he questions whether he's truly become the chosen one, the overwhelming power growing within him, feeling as if he's been marked. A voice from beyond offers him an extraordinary power, the chance to achieve justice, unleashing a relentless barrage. The protagonist contemplates, realizing the gravity of the choice. Two characters stand in the aftermath of a dangerous trial, realizing they've been brought back to life. They now face the unknown, uncertain of what's to come. In the Investigation Bureau basement, 3 men discuss a challenging event. Only 2 remained after a fierce battle among 18 challengers, with many lives lost. The men realized the challenge involved 16 others. Their actions triggered the desired challenge. A sword used by one allows passage, but the real challenge lies ahead. The conversation turns to time. The challenge lasts 30 minutes in the real world, yet 2 days have passed since their entry. Xiaowen hasn't returned yet. A tense discussion begins as the team realizes they may never return if Linhai City has no desired challenges. Suddenly they receive a strange telegraph signal. One man warns of an alarming pattern in Linhai City, frequent desire events. More deaths could trigger the desire world, bringing forth more dangerous creatures. The team learns of Diamond K, a group from a new world linked to the desire events. They rush toward a portal that may offer a solution. A mysterious figure emerges, and the team is on edge. She hands over a piece of paper, and they wonder about the urgency of her message. The captain scolds her for not focusing on her own survival. She responds, promising to prioritize her life next time. The paper reveals dire warnings about a city-devouring disaster. The group discusses the desire set to hatch soon. The Jack of Hearts' purpose is still unclear, but an ominous call interrupts, foretelling destruction that could wipe out Linhai City. In a ruined city, a woman strikes down a massive creature with a glowing sword. Its desperate cries echo as it falls, defeated by her swift attack. The creature, now on its last legs, groans about its hunger. Meanwhile, the woman remains unshaken, coldly observing the creature's desperate state, ready to end the fight. The creature roars in agony, its hunger overwhelming it. The woman's sword cuts through it once again, ending the battle as its cries fade into nothingness. In the midst of battle, the woman delivers a powerful strike. Blood spills as the creature staggers, struggling with its hunger, while she stands cold and poised. The woman reveals herself as Yu Yuan, a member of the Sudden Rain Squad. Her intimidating presence commands attention, and her connection to Linhai City is clear. In the wilderness, a food blogger struggles with a mysterious hunger, transformed into a desire monster. He questions whether his fate will lead to death. A conversation reveals the captain's belief that desires can't be controlled. As the man transforms, they discuss fulfilling the last wishes of such lost souls. The woman offers a chance to die as a human, but the man, lost to his desires, agrees eagerly, tears marking the tragic end of his humanity. A reluctant figure stands in a dark space, haunted by the question of leaving this world. A message on a phone hints at an upcoming gathering. The woman reads a cryptic message, instructing a group to meet at a bureau. Tension builds as the plans take shape, an ominous gathering ahead. A man stands at a highway service area, calmly smoking. His thoughtful gaze suggests he's waiting for something, ready to face whatever comes next. A message from the captain about a sudden gathering catches the attention of two companions. The younger one teases about the group's long-awaited reunion. They discuss the past, recalling how the captain's power protected the city. The topic shifts to the captain's birthday, and the older one mocks the celebration. As they speculate about the captain's reasons for calling them, one wonders if a new teammate has joined. They reflect on their dangerous lives, accepting their fate. The man reflects on the sacrifices they've made since joining the investigation bureau, knowing their duty is to protect humanity. His companion remains silent, pensive. A pendant with a meaningful inscription is held tightly as they prepare to leave. With a light-hearted comment, they head off, wondering about old friends and their lives. In the God Investigation Bureau, a serious conversation takes place. One individual is reminded not to ignore the importance of their abilities, as fate hinges on them. The captain advises the importance of using one's ability wisely, especially when it comes to life and death. Time may be reshaped, but every life matters. The woman, curious about their squad's name, learns that Sudden Rain was chosen by their late deputy. His death is a deep loss, yet his spirit lives on. The captain reflects on their deputy's hopeful ideals, including their squad's slogan about bringing hope after suffering. Their memory endures, a beacon for the future. A tense atmosphere fills the room as a man lies motionless on the floor. The other man eyes the situation, feeling the danger closing in. An ominous noise erupts, and the man reacts, standing up in alarm. He heads toward the door, his mind focused on the threat outside. Blood pours as the glass shatters, but the man remains determined. He reassures the caller, ready to face whatever comes next with resolve. The man opens the box, only to find it filled with a disturbing substance. Horror spreads across his face as he tries to make sense of it. In disbelief, he realizes the meat is contaminated. He angrily decides to discard it and prepares to take further action to make things right. Desperation grows as he warns someone not to eat the fallen food. He looks at the horrific scene, unsure whether to intervene further or leave it be. Overcome with guilt, the man apologizes repeatedly, feeling responsible for bringing someone back to life. He desperately asks for a way to fix the situation. A quiet evening unfolds as a man arrives home, concerned about a previous issue. He checks the apartment, noticing things seem to be in place. Searching his fridge, the man is perplexed as his favorite drink and yogurt are missing. Frustration mounts as he suspects someone has stolen his items. He finds empty cans in the trash, realizing something's wrong. His suspicion grows, and he wonders if someone has been sneaking into his house. A meow interrupts his thoughts, and he turns to find his cat. Confused, he wonders if a thief has broken in, or if something else is going on. He confronts his cat, questioning whether its fur is actually its own. Annoyed by the situation, he ponders the possibility of a thief stealing only drinks. In a fit of anger, he swears to find the thief. The cat watches quietly, but he reassures it. insisting he didn't mean any harm. Shock fills him when the cat suddenly responds, revealing an ability to understand human speech. He demands answers, growing suspicious of the animal. The cat remains silent, but the man, determined, orders it to speak. His frustration grows as the mysterious cat walks away, leaving him confused. Surprised and panicked, he discovers the cat-like creature speaking. It reveals itself as Zhu Yao, and he's shocked that it survived, wondering if it's really true. Zhu Yao explains that while they're alive, things are different now. Still, the conversation feels surreal, and confusion fills the air. He questions if it's truly his friend. They make a plan to inform someone else about this strange turn of events. Despite his disbelief, Zhu Yao insists it will be a surprise for everyone. Wang Ming agrees to help Zhu Yao and promises to find clothes for them. Zhu Yao expresses gratitude, clearly happy about the plan to buy new sets soon. Linhai City shines brightly in the morning. A woman confidently asks a question, her beauty invoking envy in a masked figure who responds with intense jealousy. The woman assures the masked figure, promising she will make her just as beautiful. The figure, in turn, warns her to keep her word or else. Tension escalates as a confrontation breaks out. The man threatens the figure for threatening his sister, and his sister interrupts, offering a less harsh solution. The woman picks up a lethal gun, surprising her brother, who insists it's unnecessary. The tension grows as they prepare for a deadly confrontation. The woman aims the gun, questioning its purpose if it can't kill them. She begins telling a grim story about the Sicilian bull, hinting at suffering. She pulls the trigger, but it's a blank. Laughing, she explains the chances of death, calling it God's fate and blessing. The game continues with a twisted thrill. Lin Yushu receives a call from someone looking for her. She smirks, ready for the confrontation as the mysterious figure waits for her at the abandoned factory. The scene intensifies as the figure reveals himself to be Jack of Hearts. He confronts Lin Yushu, questioning how she got hold of his phone. Tensions rise. A brutal confrontation unfolds. Lin Yushu's brother grabs Jack of Hearts by the hair, taunting him. A woman in high heels coldly watches the chaos unfold. The confrontation continues as Lin Yushu and Jack of Hearts exchange cryptic words. Meanwhile, in the real world, a special team prepares for an unexpected meeting. The investigation team discusses the growing chaos in Linhai City. Xiao Wan warns of increased trouble, while the captain speculates on a way to counter the escalating situation. The group realizes the magnitude of the disaster. With millions at risk, they fear the release of desire monsters and the uncontrollable chain reactions that will follow. The team discusses the ongoing crisis, acknowledging the Bureau's secrecy about the desire world. However, their resources are limited, and they struggle to control the chaos. Frustration grows as they face a shortage of manpower. The captain reflects on the Bureau's strategy of controlling desire, while Xiao Wan reacts sharply to his comment. Suddenly, Xiao Wan unleashes a powerful ability, activating a strange mechanism that senses desire fluctuations. It causes a dangerous suffocating effect, warning of the high cost. Xiao Wan's power causes a disturbance. As she activates her ability, the group reacts with shock. The room fills with tension as chaos unfolds around them. Strange crows swarm Kinga Plaza, causing panic. A passerby questions if it's a viral outbreak as chaos erupts around them. Fear fills the air. Nanan, ignoring warnings, runs toward a suspicious scene. His family is desperate to stop him, but his curiosity leads him closer to danger. As the chaos intensifies, a figure lies motionless while others look on. Birds circle above, a storm brewing. The ominous silence deepens. A mysterious black crow looms ominously. In the Divine Investigation Bureau, an agent rushes in, desperate to find Captain Gu, sensing an urgent matter ahead. At the lobby, the agent learns Captain Gu is on a mission. The seriousness of the situation seems connected to the new world and cannot be ignored. Receiving a special phone, the agent prepares for swift contact. Outside, a group of serious individuals awaits, ready to respond to the escalating crisis. The agent learns that Lin Yishu has been captured by the Jack of Hearts. He's instructed to go to an abandoned factory, but without clear answers. Concern grows as the agent suspects the Jack of Hearts is up to something larger. He must make tough decisions, balancing Lin Yishu's safety with others' lives. Trusting his comrade's advice, the agent is urged to wait at the investigation bureau. Despite his anxiety, he's told not to rush in alone and risk everything. The agent is determined to rescue Lin Yishu. Despite their differences, he reflects on their past but knows saving him is a priority, no matter the cost. As they approach, a powerful presence looms. The agent and his team stand ready for action, but chaos fills the air as enemies fall. After the intense battle, a more relaxed moment follows. One of the team members jokes about their ruined birthday party, while others discuss handling the situation at hand. As the sisters chat about recent events, one teases the other about a new move. Despite the light-hearted conversation, the tension grows as they prepare for what's ahead. The team begins to split up. Xiaowan, confident in her abilities, prepares to face the challenge head-on, determined not to let anyone else be at risk. A dark figure emerges, standing tall against the skyline, declaring their allegiance to the new world. The King of Diamonds makes their presence known, signaling a dangerous new chapter. In Linhai City, a strange phenomenon occurs. The Investigation Bureau reveals that the new world uses a poker card ranking system, with Diamond being the highest. The hierarchy of the new world is complex, with a focus on the king's importance. The queen's absence has created tension, and new alliances begin forming. A heated argument between two figures intensifies as they prepare for a confrontation. One is confident in their beliefs, while the other eagerly challenges them to a fight. A group of skilled individuals gathers, each with their own purpose, as dark forces loom overhead. Tensions rise as they prepare for the inevitable confrontation ahead. As the crows soar, their ominous warning goes unheeded by the people below. The divine truth of the world's corruption is hidden behind illusions of beauty. Chaos erupts as the dark forces tear through the city, the streets filled with destruction. Those who understand the truth battle to survive amidst the storm. A powerful figure, cloaked in darkness, announces their role as the fallen crow. The world trembles under their influence as they aim for perfection and chaos. In an intense battle, lightning strikes and an attack misses. The atmosphere grows tense as allies and enemies alike prepare for the unfolding chaos to come. As the rain pours down over Linhai City, a new conflict brews in an abandoned factory. The tension rises with the impending doom of the Black Crow. He returns to the dark, stormy place where his organs were stolen. Someone waits for him, noting his punctual arrival amid the thunder. A blonde boy hangs from chains in the rain. The protagonist arrives at the scene, staring up at the injured captive with determination. The protagonist demands the captive's release. Despite questioning his decision, he feels responsible for the boy being targeted by the enemy organization's scheme. In the pouring rain, a man refuses to be a coward. The woman questions his intentions, and a tense exchange begins about the price of his loyalty. The man demands Lin Yushu's release in exchange for joining the new world. The woman proposes devotion, urging him to embrace the Lord of Desire and fight. With a twisted grin, the man declares that true devotion is required. Meanwhile, the woman nods, satisfied, but a deeper trouble lurks ahead. In a dark, rainy night, a tense encounter unfolds. A masked man challenges the other to settle their differences, both prepared for a fierce confrontation. The fight intensifies as one man warns the other, but his opponent is undeterred. The storm rages as desire and death clash in the rain-soaked battle. The conflict reaches a deadly climax. With a decisive blow, one man overpowers the other, standing victorious as the storm continues to rage around him. The fierce battle continues, as the enemy transforms, her body now entwined with dark, menacing tendrils. The hero mocks her, unimpressed by the villain's theatrics. The villain's power intensifies, her appearance changing as her strength grows. The hero braces for the increased challenge, now facing a far more formidable opponent. With newfound resolve, the hero unleashes a powerful attack. He is no longer the naive person he once was, ready to fight back with everything he's got. The villain, now imbued with divine power, declares her status as the chosen one, attacking with overwhelming force. The hero fights back with his own lightning speed. The battle intensifies as the villain morphs further, her form becoming more monstrous. Despite the odds, the hero remains determined, unwilling to back down. Just when the hero thinks he has the upper hand, another ally reveals a crucial piece of information. The villain's power is linked to the other shore flower. The hero realizes the gravity of the situation. The other shore flowers are now planted throughout the city. If they bloom, everyone in Linhai City will die. A new character reveals a way to stop the flowers, kill the one responsible for nurturing them. However, to do so, the villain must be defeated first. The villain, furious, deflects the hero's words, defending her actions. She challenges him, declaring how hard she's worked to reach this point, determined to destroy him. The villain reflects on the sacrifices made, working tirelessly to satisfy the desires of others. Despite her efforts, she feels laughed at, despised by everyone. She reveals her pain, explaining the suffering she endured being viewed as a monster. Her desperation to survive led her to take drastic actions. Blaming others for her torment, she justifies her actions. Convinced the world has wronged her, she believes God will fulfill her desires, bringing about a new world. The villain's sinister flower blooms, emitting a deadly energy. The hero stands, shocked, realizing the true threat it poses. The city's fate now hangs in balance. Wang Ming prepares dinner, offering a sandwich with a smile, praising the good work. The day is peaceful, and dinner is served with a sense of calm. Wang Ming asks if the meal is good, and the other person praises it. After a long day, Wang Ming reflects on the busy day he's had. Wang Ming heads to work, saying goodbye to the person at home. Walking through the city, he greets passers-by with a polite "Good morning, everyone." A report about the city's peace fills the screen, while Wang Ming smiles, satisfied. Amid the crowd, he finds solace, enjoying the moment with a delighted expression. Wang Ming stands alone in the rain at an abandoned factory, feeling a mix of darkness and satisfaction. He smirks, as if enjoying a twisted pleasure. Two figures discuss Wang Ming's fate, pondering if he can wake from the dream. One explains the dream's allure, where desires are fulfilled and illusions thrive. A figure contemplates the fleeting nature of life, questioning why anyone would want to wake from a perfect dream. They scream, willing all their luck to another. The conversation takes a darker turn as the figure promises to reveal a powerful secret. A disturbing offer is made, playing with the promise of fate and desire. As tension rises, the figure questions the consequences of defying fate. A looming entity taunts Wang Ming, declaring that in the end, death awaits him. The mysterious entity roars in pain, its confusion growing as it demands to know who dared attack. Its power is disrupted as a cat appears before it. The entity curses the cat, blaming it for missing the chance to kill Wang Ming before. Anger surges as it confronts its failure and hatred toward the creature. A voice warns the entity about the consequences of defying the god's guidance. The reality of the cat's intervention becomes clear, and the danger grows with the looming dream. The cat attacks fiercely, moving with supernatural speed. The entity retaliates, but it is no match for the cat's power. The battle intensifies, the cat relentless. As the cat strikes, a figure realizes the truth behind its power, recognizing the cat as Zhu Yao. Fear and confusion set in, realizing the connection to Wang Ming. In the rain, the mysterious figure observes a desire monster, questioning why it lacks the usual power. She seems puzzled by its presence and behavior. The injured man fiercely defends the woman, asserting she's not a monster. Tension rises as the woman coldly dismisses his claim, mocking him for his loyalty. The monster taunts the man, hinting at the impending death of his partners, while a brutal attack unfolds. The chaos intensifies with a desperate struggle to survive. The monster, in a fit of rage, hurls a powerful attack, cursing the man as he struggles. The battle grows fiercer with every step taken. A figure stands in the rain, surveying the scene with a cold smile. Hell's welcome is anything but warm, as ominous energy fills the air. A clash of forces erupts. The man's punch disrupts the flow of water, while the monster retaliates with devastating speed, sparking a furious exchange. A fierce battle unfolds as the monster unleashes its power. The man stands his ground, while the creature snarls, preparing for a devastating strike. Lightning crackles through the air as a series of attacks connect. The man fights with intensity, but the monster multiplies, creating more threats to overcome. In a final tragic moment, the man strikes the monster down, his voice filled with sorrow. The creature's last words echo in the storm, asking why. The monster, defeated and weakened, struggles to comprehend its fate. A quiet resolve fills the air as it realizes the battle is truly over. Wang Ming checks on the injured creature, relieved that it's okay. The conflict with the monster has been resolved, but the divine domain remains terrifying. In a dream, Wang Ming contemplates his life, wishing to stay in this peaceful world. But a reminder from an evil spirit pulls him back to reality. Wang Ming stands in the rain, pondering the emptiness within him. He questions if it's guilt, but the feeling lingers, unclear and unsettling. Reflecting on the monster's tragic past, Wang Ming realizes she was once human. Her failure to fulfill her mission led to her tragic end in his hands. The cat gently challenges Wang Ming's thoughts, pointing out that the monster's choices were not justifiable. But Wang Ming, tired, decides not to dwell on it any longer. As Wang Ming walks in the rain, a feeling of unease overtakes him. He stops, perplexed, wondering what's wrong, as something seems out of place. Yao Yao questions their purpose, reminding him they came to deal with the monster. Wang Ming, however, is distracted, unsure of why he feels so unsettled. Struggling to recall what he's forgotten, Wang Ming's mind races. Something important is slipping away, but he can't grasp it, intensifying the sense of unease. Wang Ming feels a sinking realization as the world around him shifts. He suspects something isn't right, and the sinister presence of the monster reveals itself again. In the rain-soaked factory, a dark figure confronts a monstrous creature. Tension rises as they prepare for a violent clash, sparks of power igniting the air. The figure, focused and resolute, braces against the storm. The beast lunges with fury, but the human remains calm, knowing this fight will decide everything. A bloodied trail marks the ground as the creature's intent to kill becomes clear. In the distance, sinister voices plot, hungry for destruction. The battle is far from over. The twisted figure laughs, ordering her enemy's destruction. As the sinister plan unfolds, her words echo. Soon, everything will return to normal with her reign of terror. With a bloodshot glare, she admires her own reflection. Her thoughts linger on a crucial task, eliminating her target, believing it will restore everything to its rightful order. The sudden attack catches the hero off guard. Blood spills as he faces the creature's fury. His intense gaze reveals determination, a vow to stop the nightmare. In a burst of light, the hero delivers his final words, preparing to end the struggle. His power erupts, setting the stage for a climactic battle. The enemy is in shock, unable to comprehend the turn of events. The attack, seemingly impossible, marks the hero's triumph, signaling a major shift in the fight. A figure watches with growing interest. The ability to boost divine gifts sparks curiosity. They wonder about the potential of the sequence, setting their sights on a new target. Amid the pouring rain, a voice inquires about Old Wang's divine sequence, intrigued by its overwhelming power. There's a sense of impatience building for what's to come. With a flash of light, the hero's power soars. The enemy, desperate and fearful, faces a terrifying realization as they see Wang Ming harness two divine gifts. In shock, the hero witnesses something beyond imagination. The appearance of a strange, unfamiliar force sets off a new wave of danger as tension escalates. The battle escalates as a fierce figure commands the enemy to leave. Unbothered by the enemy's rage, they prepare for a decisive clash amidst the storm. With an unexpected twist, the snake-like figure stands before the hero, baffled by his sudden escape. The game changes as new players reveal their presence. The tension rises as a powerful beam shoots from the enemy's weapon. The air crackles with energy, signaling the beginning of a new, intense battle. A mysterious flower blooms, its beauty and power astounding the characters. The strange flower is connected to Ye Xiaoxiao, but why are others able to use it? The scene shifts to Linhai City, where a group stumbles upon similar flowers. Their curiosity grows as they wonder what dark secrets these blossoms hold. A man stares entranced at the flower, hypnotized by its allure. Its beauty and fragrance draw him in completely, overpowering his senses as he falls under its spell. The group realizes they may have been deceived as an unsettling aura of desire fills Linhai City. They struggle to understand the growing threat around them. As the city's destruction looms, one team member begins to grasp the larger scheme. The true goal is to collapse the city, trapping everyone in the process. Darkness falls at Qinghe Plaza. The team plans to confront the King of Diamonds, strategizing how to defeat him. The captain is told to pursue the Jack of Hearts. The group discusses their worsening situation. Only the captain is able to leave, so others suggest he focuses on the King of Diamonds. Teammates assure support. The captain prepares to leave. His teammates urge caution. He promises to return safely as he sets out, trusting the team to handle the situation. The captain activates a powerful ability, surrounding himself and his ally with energy. Together, they prepare to unleash a significant magical attack against their enemy. The captain's attack opens a path. The team seizes the opportunity to advance, appreciating the captain's formidable skills. They prepare to face the next threat. A red sky looms as the team sees the city's magical shield. Explanation reveals the area's divine protection, keeping the city safe from danger. A character contemplates challenging divine power, unleashing a powerful attack with crows. Despite Qinfeng's protection, he questions if their plan can outsmart the real threat. The enemy suggests their true goal was just to distract Qinfeng, then menaces the group with a sinister smile, deciding whether to attack them all. A storm brews as the sky turns red, lightning cracks down, and a new figure channels electric power, hinting at another powerful confrontation ahead. A mysterious flower of desire appears as a threat. A man with a lightning serpent tries to stop it. A witch senses something suspicious behind the events. The man collapses, shocking the witch and serpent. The snake stares and rainfall deepens the tension, making everyone uncertain about the current situation. The serpent attacks fiercely, electricity crackling everywhere. Lightning strikes and wounds the opponent, escalating the battle's intensity under the relentless rain. The serpent attacks, biting fiercely. A man struggles with the serpent, demanding it give something up. He desperately fights to retrieve or force out its secret. The serpent releases its grip, leaving a woman shocked and terrified. She panics, fearing death, and insists she's innocent, refusing to accept her fate. Desperate, the woman begs to live. She recalls a vision of a joyful, luxurious life, clinging to hope and longing to avoid her end. Haunted by her dream life, the woman panics and struggles, her body marked and shaking, desperately clinging to hope as despair overwhelms her. A wounded figure delivers justice to Ye Xiaoxiao, declaring she deserves punishment. Suddenly he recognizes an unexpected person, shocked to see them at the scene. A wounded figure collapses among flowers as a man stands above, declaring the person dead, yet the mysterious flowers remain vibrant and unwilted. Confused by the situation, the silver-haired man faces a dark entity questioning his pride. Noting he solved a problem affecting the entire city, the monster mocks the man's efforts as selfish, claiming his actions deny others their desires, trapping everyone in ignorance instead of embracing truth. Wang Ming is injured and chained. A woman informs him, despite his new strength, his opponent has already reached a much higher divine stage. The enemy explains that Xiaoxiao's power is overwhelming, equivalent to 4 divine gifts. With no other options, Wang Ming faces the threat of imminent death. A demonic entity tempts Wang Ming, urging him to surrender his body to survive. With no options left, Wang Ming reluctantly agrees to possession. Wang Ming struggles within the snake's grasp, falling unconscious. The onlookers question if he truly died, doubting the outcome of the attack. The snake requests permission to eat Wang Ming. The woman reminds him they must first discover his divine sequence before taking further action. She explains that by eating Wang Ming, the snake will absorb his abilities. They plot together, while someone mournfully calls out for old Wang. A wolf spirit intervenes to save Wang Ming from the serpent, calling it an annoying pest as they clash fiercely in the pouring rain. Wang Ming regains consciousness inside the snake's grasp. The serpent prepares to examine Wang Ming's innermost secrets, questioning the uniqueness of his divine sequence. Wang Ming screams as chains tear through him. The woman calmly narrates, referencing 3,000 thunder moves, maintaining control while Wang Ming endures intense pain. A woman wonders about the chaos. Wang Ming, determined, shouts to open something and prepares a powerful lightning attack, declaring he will strike down his foe. In Linhai City, 2 men race through the night, urging the driver to go faster, worried that they may be too late to help. The men realize King of Diamond's domain distorted time, losing track for 10 hours. Despite doubts, they speed on, resolved to reach their destination. A shocked man questions reality as someone approaches. Outside, a familiar figure greets him warmly, revealing himself as his brother after a long separation. Gu Cheng is called in the rain, stares silently, while his brother decides to rescue Nan first from a burning inferno. Through flames, a brother saves Nan, offers urgent care and promises safety, while Gu Cheng appreciates his loyalty and expresses deep trust in him. Amid fire, someone shouts for human glory and defies death. An hour after the fire, Gu Cheng stands amid the devastated silent ruins. The city burns. A girl blames herself for helplessness as Gu Cheng stands by. Suddenly, a car arrives in the rain, interrupting the scene. A man recalls trusting his ally, who sacrificed much to save Nan. He reveals the courage to make hard choices came from his brother. Gu Cheng worries about resentment for returning late. His brother reassures him, saying there is no hatred, only understanding of the burdens they both carry. He reflects on humanity's selfish desires. Many died in the fire, but one was saved. Gu Cheng stopped another's risky rescue attempt amid chaos. Gu Cheng risks death trying to save someone. He's questioned about the consequences, weighing the value of one life against the risk to many. Lighting a cigarette, Gu Cheng insists it's worth it. Saving people may cause problems, but he believes it's better than doing nothing at all. Gu Cheng asserts his resolve despite doubts, declaring human glory forever. His brother accepts he can't change Gu Cheng's mind, thunder echoing their tense moment. A brother asks who revived Gu Cheng. Gu Cheng reveals he survived alone, and his brother warns that following desire's path now is very dangerous. Gu Cheng reflects on loyalty and sacrifice, wishing to ease their parents' pain. Amidst the rain, the brothers quietly acknowledge their reunion and shared burdens. Gu Cheng speaks human glory forever, while a mystical energy swirls. Suddenly, a powerful serpent emerges with lightning, signaling the unleashing of tremendous force. A gunfight erupts in the rain. A man taunts his opponent, questioning if thunder or bullets are faster, doubting there are bullets left. The woman challenges the man's bluff, pulling the trigger. He survives as the gun is empty. She acknowledges his luck, their tense standoff unresolved. Wang Ming is attacked and severely wounded. He staggers, bloodied, but rises again, filled with determination as he prepares for his next move. Falling through the air, Wang Ming bids farewell, but is caught by a large injured beast named Yao Yao, who saves him at the last moment. The beast lands roughly, still hurt. The woman in the purple dress is furious, shocked by the beast's interference, and prepares for confrontation. A surge of chaotic yellow energy erupts, filling the scene. Power cracks the ground, signaling the dramatic escalation of supernatural forces in the area. The woman is shocked by the sudden display of evil power. A commanding voice urges immediate release as dangerous red energy surges in response. A mysterious figure, shrouded in red and darkness, appears on a menacing beast, declaring ominously that the last train has arrived for everyone present. In the chaos, a character calls for his sister to save him from an imminent threat, feeling his life is at risk from Wang Ming. A fierce battle unfolds with explosive movements as the fighter strikes with a powerful blade, causing massive destruction in their surroundings. A confrontation takes place as one character mocks another's arrogance, revealing their plan to kill a divine protector, which surprises the onlookers. The characters discuss a city protector, revealing that their true target is not Wang Ming, but the one who shields the city from God's whispers. One character, smirking, proposes a more sinister plan, involving killing the protector and bringing the city's people under their control. The second character agrees, pledging loyalty to the plan, as the first laughs maniacally, setting their dangerous plot into motion. The protagonist, confused and distressed, wonders why characters like Wang always seem to turn evil, while a cat looks on with an equally puzzled expression. Suddenly, the protagonist senses a powerful awakening within, urging their companion to prepare for action as they charge forward with newfound strength. Realizing the danger, the protagonist urges their companion to run, recognizing the overwhelming evil power and the impending threat they must escape from. The antagonist angrily reacts, realizing his body is no longer under his control and suspects that someone else is trying to take it from him. Confronting his captor, the antagonist mocks their strategy, threatening to erase their consciousness and demonstrating his overwhelming power. He orders his foe to vanish, revealing his complete dominance, while the scene shifts to a looming snake and a dangerous-looking lotus flower. A character reveals that in 10 minutes, the city will be overwhelmed by desire flowers, marking a moment of vengeance, though the other seems concerned about their current position. The sister urges her companion to embrace the desire and join their fight, even offering protection, but he appears conflicted and hesitant about the situation. In a dramatic moment, a figure seems to fall, likely defeated, as a sharp weapon strikes down, signaling a pivotal and intense turning point. A powerful figure unleashes a devastating attack, signaling the transition between life and death. Time becomes irrelevant, and death is inevitable. Driven by desires, life continues. Through God's whispers, true meaning is revealed, marking a cycle of life and rebirth that unfolds under dark skies. A monstrous serpent emerges, causing terror. The ominous energy intensifies as someone notices something is wrong, realizing the growing danger ahead. A warrior in battle mode prepares for action, energy surging as they brace for the oncoming attack. The colossal serpent's power grows, unleashing a menacing aura, while a figure watches, alarmed by the emerging threat. A worried figure urges a cat to flee, while the creature stares at the dangerous opponent, feeling the tension rise. The cat flees from the looming danger, pursued by a giant serpent, as the tension heightens in the rainstorm. A woman confronts a man, questioning his decision to stay, as the menacing snake draws closer. As the serpent charges, a voice urges someone to run and not look back, but fear and urgency grip everyone involved. A rescue vehicle arrives, breaking through the chaos as a figure looks on, preparing to confront the looming threat. A sudden bright light strikes the serpent, disrupting its menacing path, signaling a powerful intervention from an unknown force. The action intensifies as an old acquaintance emerges from the shadows, exchanging words with a familiar face, while the serpent continues its destructive rampage. She notices the man walking away, calling out to him with a casual greeting. He responds with a calm demeanor, urging her to be careful and calm down, but she teases him about his concern. As she stands on the balcony, the conversation shifts to her ambition to join the investigation bureau, inspired by her parents' work. He questions if she truly understands what they do. The conversation deepens as the man explains that two conflicting desires, like life and death, cancel each other out, leading to complex outcomes. She questions if her parents, part of the investigation bureau, are essential in countering those who wish for the world's destruction. He reflects on her parents' role, suggesting that despite their noble title, they are reduced to emotionless tools, questioning if humanity can truly bring peace. The girl contemplates joining the investigation bureau. The man suggests another path: embrace the desire world, fight for a new world, and change her destiny.